Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Not Stories to be Told. Instead, we are starting with V's very first time DMing on stream, and my golly gee, are we excited, which we just learned in the pre-thing chat that I've picked up from Renee. I now have a golly gee. That is courtesy of Renee. But before we go around and say hello to all these wonderful faces around the screen, let's start by going through our usual channel links and things. First of all, Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Go and check them all out. Discord, if you want to be part of a safe, inclusive community where you can talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things that we do. Twitter, send me a DM and I will get you a game. Be it your first game, be it your 1000th game. I don't mind. We'll get you into more games on stream. Send me a DM. We'll talk. I still have plenty of spaces before the end of the season. I have a cat hair on my face. Also YouTube, you can catch up with all of these videos before next week. They'll all be uploaded before the show next week, so go and check out the YouTube as well. And if you want to catch up on all the other things that we do, you can check it all out there. We have a Patreon. You can support us over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar is greatly appreciated. We also have Renee writes us articles, usually 2 or 3 a month, and they're awesome too, and they are free to view, so head over and check them out. We also have merch. If you want to get a crest on your chest, you need to type merch in the right box. There it is, I did type it in the right box, I just didn't see it. Head over to the Redbubble. At the moment, I believe there's a 20% discount for members, and there's referral links and all sorts of wonderful things. We also have sponsors in Bird and the Storm Publishing, who write modules for D&D and other TTRPGs, and Magehand Press, who made the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. You can see us playing that tonight at 10 PM, where we play D&D in space. We have some other things in the panels below screen. We have tabletoploot.com, arasavad.com, and ruink.com, where you can get yourself some dice, some accessories and trays, and some maps and cartography with a 10 to 15% discount, depending on which site it is and which code you use, which is below the screen. And we have a tweet. Every 10 retweets today will get a roll on V's magical minor, I don't know, items table, something like that. I don't know. V's kept it very, very close to her chest. It's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, no, it's it's just like some fun reskinned wondrous items, let's put it that way.
I can't wait. I can't
wait.
So let's say hello to everyone. Let's go clockwise around the screen. We'll start with our dungeon master today, V. Oh hi.
Oh hi. And for those of you in the US, I'm the DMV.
You are the DMV.
Yes.
You are.
So all your character sheets have to be filled out in triplicate. I'm totally kidding. So hi everyone, I'm B. I am the Crafting Muse, and today I am running the homebrew that I'm writing up for D&D in a Castle that's happening in June, and these lovely people are helping me give it a little test play, and I'm very excited for this. It's a little world I've been working on and creating for a while now, and there's some fun stuff put in there. So you can find me here on the channel playing every Thursday afternoon, as well as some one-shots here and there. And I also have a YouTube channel, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are basically my haunts. So that being said, let's meet everyone. I'd love to hear who you are, where we can find you, and who your PCs are for today.
So carry on around clockwise, starting with Alice.
Hey! I'm so excited to be back playing with you again. So I am playing Torga, who is a dwarf rogue who I don't think is very good at roguing, as it were. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. She's grown up as a brewer and running a bar / tavern. So, yeah.
Awesome. Next around, we have Len Duran of Dice Ministry. Welcome to the channel, Len. First time for you here. Hello.
Yes, it is. Thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Len Duran. I am the founder and of Dice Ministry and host. Is it okay to go for plugs? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm hijacking the show. I apologize. Sunday nights, I DM for Natural One, which is now currently in our 2nd season. It's nautical themed. It's more of a darker element. We also have a very popular show called Crit Chicks on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, all of this Arizona time in the US, where Crit Chicks is a all-female player cast of groups. We also have Mondays with the Ministry, which is a variety show, and about a ton of other things on the way. So feel free to follow us on Instagram or on Twitter at Dice Ministry, all one word, and where you can find out more information.
Lovely. And I can recommend as well, I often look about you, rather than doing the streamed thing, the virtual thing like we do here, you guys play around the table, right? IRL.
Yes, we play IRL and such like that, and yes, lots and lots of fun. Very dark, lots of laughs to be had.
And who are you playing today?
Thank you. I am playing a Harsh, a wood elf monk.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's any other information.
That's fine. And so next around we have the wonderful Renee back again after only what, 12 hours you were here before? Maybe less?
Yeah, it was, I guess it was that. Yeah, 12 hours. And I am the owner, I'm Renee. I'm the owner of a very needy dog and Golly G. So I apologize for any barking or whining that we hear today. She's usually not like this. I will be playing Kadira today, who is a high elf fighter that I rolled up 5 minutes ago.
No, say it ain't so.
No.
I've got to say, buying the PHB and the Roll20 is possibly the best purchase I've ever made. I can now roll up characters in like 30 seconds. It's amazing. Hi everyone, I'm Scraticus. You might know me from the Scraticus Academy and other shows. Although actually that's not so true anymore. I don't get invited around so much anymore. I guess it's because I work so much here. Hi! Today I'm playing Shimmer. Shimmer is a tiefling who is a bard, and she has very fancy clothes. Sort of warm skin, warm for a tiefling. It's not red, it's more warm tones, sort of a warm pastel. Rose pink blonde hair, natural heels. She's hot. Alice, I love your disappointed sigh. It's the best
I'm
thing.
just realizing how we've I'm playing a very masculine dwarf that's you've stolen my clothing and I've stolen yours for this.
This is true. This is true. And so with little further ado, let's hand back over to V. Take it away.
Hey, cool. All right, so each of you, you're all in basically your own individual rooms, wherever you are right now at the moment. And about a week ago, you've gotten this letter in the mail. Very nondescript outside of the fact it was this beautiful parchment, had a wax seal. And you opened it up, and it was basically saying, your assistance is needed, and for your assistance, you're going to be highly rewarded once the job is done. Stay tuned for more information. We'll be in contact with you, type of thing. So you've basically spent this week waiting, looking, expecting something more to happen. So you're standing there and you're reading this letter again. Same thing. In fact, you have this memorized at this point. So you toss the letter aside, and as you turn around, you notice that the letter is starting to glow. So you pick it up again and you're reading it. And as you're reading it, the words start to dance around a little bit. And you work your way down towards the very bottom. And as you get to the very last part, the signature, Bianca Beltane, a soft glow suddenly turns into a bright light. And suddenly, everything goes black. You feel yourself floating a little bit. You know you're somewhere. You can feel your body, but it feels weightless for a little bit. And then suddenly, you feel yourself standing on solid ground, but it's still black. And as you blink your eyes furiously, the light starts to come back, and you're in a dim, dusky light, and you're standing on this dirt road. It's obviously well used. There's tracks in the road. And alongside the road, there are these tall trees growing. But there's this odd stuff hanging down from it, looking almost like ladies' stockings, but in big clumps. You can hear crickets in the air. You can smell the loam of the earth and a touch of ozone left over. You look down at that letter, and it's still glowing. It's almost like this pulsing green and blues as you're looking at it. Except it's changed. The message now says, "Welcome, traveler." So as you look at this letter, you suddenly get the sense that you're not alone. And as you look up, you see 3 other people standing on this same road. each holding a glowing letter. What would you like to do?
Good evening. It's the first time I've been called out into the night in quite such a literal sense. Can I help you?
You'll have to forgive me, every one of you. I seem to have lost my way.
I didn't hear a call. Did you hear a call? It was just black and here and we're here. What happened?
Where am I? Like, it's just sort of looking up, not necessarily talking to the others, but shouting into the sky.
I assumed one of you was behind all this?
Not I.
The letter, same as you.
I hold up mine.
Ah, snap.
It seems that we're all in the same predicament.
It would seem so. I'm not sure if that's more or less exciting.
Troubling is the word I'm looking for.
Disconcerting, I will add.
Disconcerting is a good one.
Yeah, I wish I'd thought of that.
Give me a perception check. Everyone give me a perception check.
I'm so good at those.
Have we got
First
no
one.
like,
Yes!
I'm so unperceptive, I can't see it on my sheet. There we go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. All right. This is going to be fun to work with.
Oh, and also,
So-
thank you very much, Kentucky Hawkeye, who gives rerolls to me and Kadira.
Nice.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
Very cool.
All right. So let's see here. We have Shimmer, Kadira, and Torga. You're all still a little bit sort of almost stunned from your trip, trying to take everything in. Len, Harsh, you've been able to shake it off a little bit. And as you look around, you realize that you're sort of at what's a T intersection. So you're sort of at this crossroads. And there's a signpost up there at this crossroads. And it's pointing in different directions. One's Jewelry Junction, one is Loamy Lane, and then you'll see this other sign that says BB's on it, while everyone else is still kind of just looking around and taking things in.
Is there any attempt to, do any of these names ring a bell at all, worthy enough for a history check?
Yeah, you can do a history check on it.
Sure, absolutely, I will.
And we
So I kind of lead by example. I will step forward to the actual signage itself and attempt to kind of make heads or tails of it, which I will do a decent attempt at.
No, that's pretty good. So basically, you're holding that letter still in your hand, and even though it says "Welcome, Traveler," you had the other message memorized, and the signature was Bianca Beltane.
Repeat that one more time to me.
The signature at the end of the message, the original message before you traveled there, Bianca Beltane.
I'm going to, so I muse out loud. I'm going to safely assume that means BB's. So I say, if anyone has no objections, would it be out of the way to suggest we go here? As I say, pointing to the sign that says BB's.
I don't mean to be overly critical, but I don't think anything's out of the way because I don't know where my way is aside from that.
I mean, I'll go somewhere else rather than here.
Well,
Maybe they've got like a drink there or something. I'm quite
Oh,
parched.
seems as good a place as any, I suppose. And as to you, so I say forgive me, I forget your character's name. It was Shimmer. So I say, Shimmer, do you have any objections to this?
I have no objections whatsoever, or obsessions come to that. I try and keep myself on the straight and narrow.
As do I.
Right. Torga's just gonna start walking in the direction wherever the sign goes.
As do I, but I'm going to actually fall back just a tad behind Torga, just so that I don't so I don't take too much of the reins on this.
Okay, so you all start walking down this dirt path, and as you're getting further down it, the trees have kind of clustered together. It's almost creating like this tunnel-like canopy. And it's dusky out. It's not sunset yet, but you're kind of on that borderline twilight time. So you see the light dancing through the leaves. You can hear the birds sort of coming in to roost for the night. And along with the chirping and the crickets, you start hearing the dim plunkings of music coming in the distance. And as you go further down the road, it's increasing, everything like that. And then as you get closer and closer, the music starts to blend with this aroma of amazing smelling food. And you can swear you can almost hear laughter every so often too, wafting across the air. And as you get closer and everything's increasing, you suddenly see this very old plantation house set towards the back a little bit. And it's one of those homes that must have looked gorgeous in its heyday. It's got a yellow paint job going on with it. It's shuttered with plantation shutters. It's a dark green shutter with a red trim, but all of it's very neglected looking. It's the paint's flaking off in some places. There's a big porch with a few rocking chairs. You know, one of the arms is missing off the rocking chair. And there's also this huge birch that's been planted right in front of the porch. It seems almost inconvenient and a little bit maybe dangerous should the tree ever fall. But you can tell this place has been here for a very long time. And while you're taking this all in, you see this huddled figure in a cloak go up the stairs, and you catch a little glimpse of this older woman with long white hair, and she knocks on the front door. And you see a panel quickly slide open. You hear her murmur something. You can't tell what it is. Panel closes quickly. The door opens just enough for her to scurry in and closes. And then you hear the audible lock of the door. Then the other thing you're going to notice is a sign hanging from the top part of the porch area. Welcome to BB's place.
So I looked at Torga and I say, well, there's going to be your drink that you wanted.
This sounds like my kind of place. Can you hear that music? Can you smell that food? Like, and you just like hear her stomach rumble.
Oh, mine does too. Yes. Food sounds amazing.
Well, I guess I'll go knock. And she sort of just strides up, very unladylike, up these steps onto the porch, straightens out what she's wearing, like, and just like knocks on the door.
Okay. Panel opens and you see a pair of very dark, almost orangey colored brown eyes. Password, babe.
Password?
No password, no entry, and it slides closed.
Letter?
Do a perception check.
Oh no. That went so well last time.
Or you can do insight.
Torga's standing shocked at having the door closed.
All right, so Kadira, because you've recalled that this message, this letter has a habit of kind of doing interesting things on you, you look down at your letter and you see it's not saying welcome traveler anymore. And it's got a new message on it. BB hollered for me.
Okay, Kadira goes up and like knocks again.
It slides open again. Same eyes. And there's a huff. Told you. No password, no entry.
Wait, was it BB hollered for me? Good, okay. BB hollered for me. She's reading it off. She says it.
Oh yeah, you folks. She told me to expect yous. Yeah, just 1 second and well, you're good. What about the other three of you?
I chime in, BB hollered for me. And I say it as like in a straight face as much as possible.
She said.
What she said? I need proof.
Hollered for me. Like, it just holds up the letter because I'm guessing I'm much shorter than where this actual...
You'll see he's kind of like trying to like, it's too small of a window, but you see like the nose kind of peeking through the window now as he's looking down at you. All right, you check out too. And you little miss over there.
Shim will just sway up, just flutter her eyelashes at him. Hello,
Honey.
me?
Yeah, little old you.
Phoebe hollered for me.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Papers? Excellent. Wonderful. One moment, please. And you see the window slide closed and the door opens. And as the door opens, there is this hulking gentleman standing behind the door. And he's wearing a very tailored three-piece suit, pinstripes, black satin vest, this bow tie that is impeccably tied. But you can tell there's a few hints that he may not be completely human. He's got these very broad shoulders. His ears are kind of pointed a little bit, and his skin's a little bit more of a gray ashen tone. And he's got this underbite going with longer canines. So you kind of get a feeling like, okay, this guy is maybe not someone you want to tangle with too much. And so he opens the door and he lets you all into the foyer area. And you notice it's a little bit odd that it's completely closed off. Like you can't see what's going on inside yet the music's picked up. That food is smelling even better. And there is one door that you can see, but he's blocking it. And he's kind of taking you all in. And so he's looking over, he goes, so the missus sent for you, huh?
I think so.
Phoebe.
Yeah, why not? Like, she sort of holds up the letter.
Yeah, she likes to use that. Make sure you keep those safe and close. Little tip for you. Last one who came through had that and then gave it to someone, and that was a mess. Anyhow, I'm Sebastian Soapwort. You can call me Sebastian for short. I've been told to let you folk in as soon as you get here. You're going to want to first check in with Evie. She's going to make sure you guys have everything you need, and I'm sure Bianca will be down soon. Just make sure that when you go in, that you do it quickly, and don't make too much of a fuss as you get inside. We kind of have to keep things a little bit more on the download here because, BB's going to explain it for you. And he opens the door for you, and this light starts pouring through, and it's warm and it's inviting, and he's kind of just standing there like, go ahead.
Thank you. And just sort of walks in, and I'm going to follow my nose more than anything.
I'm just really
Are we getting by any chance curious looks from the patrons?
You're not even seeing the patrons yet.
Okay.
You're basically walking in from this closed off room. It's almost like, sort of like a holding room before you go into the main area.
Like a foyer or a co
Yep.
room or something?
Co-room.
Okay.
Yep, totally a foyer.
Um,
So who's going in first?
I mean, Torga's going to stride straight. If she can smell food, that's where she's going.
Okay.
Kadira will follow her.
All right.
as do I.
All right.
Chimera will wait for a second and sort of be eyeing this guard. Like, at first she kind of wanted to kill him, but then she saw the underbite and that was kind of hot. So she's... You know, with a little more manners, I reckon you could be a real catch.
Oh, honey, I've been caught.
So you think. I'll see you later.
Actually, I'm quite sure. And he holds up his hand and there's a wedding band around his left.
Oh. Oh, she looks genuinely sad. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so
Sways
Torga,
away.
Torga, as you go through, you see this little blonde standing behind a reception desk. And she's got this pretty little gray shift on, long strand of pearls. Her hair is curled up, and she just looks like absolute perfection. And her face lights up the second she sees you walking in. Well, hey there! Are you the ones you were told to wait for?
Like she's sort of taken aback briefly, and I'm guessing, is this like desk or whatever?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to like do like the.
Yeah, I've sort of like put my hands up and pull myself up briefly, and I just push my letter across without letting go. Like I leave my hand and I'm like,
Oh, don't worry about that. My honey already let you through. You're good. It's just nice to see you. I am Evie, and Bianca told me to make sure to welcome you all here and make sure you had a fine trip. And your name, please?
Torga.
Oh, great. Hi, Torga. Very nice to meet you. I'm just going to put you here in the register because you see, part of the deal is you get room and board and food for free while you're helping out here for the evening, if that's okay with you.
That is so good. That is so okay with me.
Okay, fantastic. So,
I'll step in and I'll say, excuse me, helping out with what precisely?
oh, BB's going to explain that all in just a minute. We just want to make sure we have everything set up and organized for you first, because sometimes once you get in there, you want to enjoy the scenery and everything like that. And then it just becomes a nuisance to have to come back here and collect like your keys and all of that. So we just want to make sure you know which room you're staying in and you have your room key. And if there's anything you need to deposit in your room so you're not having to heft it around, then it's all just set and ready for you. So I have Torga. What was that, my dear?
I didn't pack.
Oh, that's okay. If you didn't pack, I mean, we get a lot of patrons and they leave things behind. So you are more than welcome to step into our lost and found once I get you all situated. That is if you like that idea.
Yeah, probably not like a lost and found toothbrush, but I might could find some shampoo.
Oh, honey, we have those amenities for free. They're already up in the room.
Oh.
But, if you want something like a cute little handbag or a party dress or something to kind of like blend in more,
Oh yeah, I don't have a party dress.
Oh, then don't worry about it. We're going to take care of you. All right.
Okay.
So, Torga, you're good. And I'm going to have you stay in room 1 upstairs. So here's your key. And she passes over this key and it has this tassel at the end of it and it's red. And just make sure you keep that safe. And she's going to lean over and like hand it down to you.
Yeah, I saw
Okay, sweetheart. Perfect. And then keep those papers safe. All right. And you, my dear, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Kadira.
Hello, Kadira. All right. Tell you what, let's make this nice and cozy and I'll put you in room 2 next to Torga. Does that work for you?
Yes.
Perfect. You get the same kind of key. It has the room number on it, red tassel and everything. And how about you, sir? What's your
My name is Harsh.
Harsh? That's a very unique name. I like that. You don't hear that too often. All right, is it Mr. Harsh or can I just call you Harsh?
Harsh will be fine. I have no surname.
Okay. All right. So let's get you in here as Harsh, and here is your key. And probably for the sake of convenience on your end, how about I put you in room 9, and that way you kind of have your own little zone to kind of have. Does that sound good to you?
Seeing as which everything is followed in sequence for my companions, would number 3 be available?
Unfortunately, no, it is not today. That's already been claimed by one of our regulars. It's their favorite room for some reason. I think it's because it's so close to the bathrooms. They like to take those long, hot showers, but whatever. We always give them room 3. But 9 is available. I could do room 5. Would that work out all right for you?
9 would be more than sufficient and very generous of you. I thank you.
Okay, so here you go. Here is room 9, and you are logged in. And finally, you, my dear, standing over there in the back.
Oh, hi.
Hello, and your name, please?
Shimmer. Shimmer Corinne, if you need the whole thing.
Oh, perfect. And you see her like writing this down, and she's got one of those pens where there's this ostrich feather that's sticking out of the top of it. So as she's doing it, she's kind of dancing across the paper with the feather wavering in the air. And she writes down, she goes, all right, now let me check here for Shimmer. All right, so I can give you room 5 then, since Harsh has decided to go with 9. Will that be all right with you?
Oh, I'm fine. You can put me any old place. I'll be happy.
Okay, perfect. So I'll put you in room 5, and that way you will be all set. And I will tell you this right now that if you want to head upstairs right now, you can go and do that. But I do know that BB is probably going to be down in, not even a minute. And I'm sure you're eager to talk to her. So it's completely up to you if you want to go upstairs, get settled, or if you want to come back down here and or stay down here and BB will just be here in just a minute. What would you like to do?
Can I look through the lost and found?
You want to look through that lost and found? You're a girl after my own heart. Of course. How about the rest of you? Want to see what else we kind of have laying around for fun?
I mean, I could look in the lost and found, and I can. What is that smell?
Oh my gosh. You have to make sure you have the food here. We have this fantastic cook. His name is Calamus, and he just makes, these heavenly dishes, like the very best chicken and dumplings you will ever have. It's even better than my mama's, but don't tell my mama that, okay? But yeah, no, we can definitely make sure you get some nice dishes in your tummies as soon as everything's squared away. But if you'd like, just follow me in here. And she's going to signal to this door behind her at the reception desk. And you can walk around either side of the desk. It's not like a built-in type situation. It's more like a countertop. And there's just this simple 4-panel door. She opens it up and you can see that there are coats and everything hanging up in there. But she's kind of like, come in here and we'll just have some fun with it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So you're going to follow her in?
Yes.
Torga follows. Is it Kadria? Sorry,
Kadira.
Kadira.
Kadira. I'm terrible with names myself, so.
Okay, so I kind of have like my own little, well, you'll see. And there's this sort of like red velvet curtain that's been put to the side of where all the coats are hanging up. So you can kind of tell it's a way of dividing the room. And she's all excited and giddy. You can tell this is something she takes very much pride in. And she pulls this curtain aside and you see this sundry of just things that are left behind. And some of them look really strange and unfamiliar to you. Some of them you can identify right away. It's like, oh, okay, well, a hat. Well, it's really completely up to you here. I'm totally fine if you want to. I mean, we have some nice little evening dresses or evening wear for the gentlemen, sir. If you'd like to kind of get a little bit more dressed up, that's completely your call. We also have some of the more, well, I don't want to say violent, but things that can you do a little damage if needed. And then we do have just some fun things to kind of dress up what you already have going, you know, like a simple hat, maybe a scarf, things like that. So tell me, what would you be interested in possibly adding to your personal wardrobe?
Might I speak with my companions momentarily?
Oh, sure, of course, no problem. And she'll turn around and kind of like step further into her little hidden lost and found room just to give you guys some time to chat with each other.
So the four of us are together and I say, listen, we've only been traveling for a very short time with each other, and it seems that this establishment is questionably inviting. They're willing to offer us a great many gifts and essentially suit us to the customs here present. Does this not concern anyone here?
Well, I'm pretty hungry, so.
Well, I mean, I think the dirt road was pretty concerning, but now that we're here, it seems nice, and I don't know, they have food and a place to stay, and I want to meet this mysterious hostess, right? Like, I want to know what's going on, but
I kind of want some chicken and dumplings.
Alarmed. What was the word you used earlier?
Disconcerting.
Disconcerted.
I mean, I've taken some funny jobs in the past at some shady establishments, and I'm not gonna say this is the norm because of the magical abduction in the middle of the night. That was new, but you know, they tend to do some element of shady. At least these people are putting all their shady right up front where you can see it.
I can't argue with that. So looking on to the rest of them, I will say, forgive me. Perhaps it is my nature to be overly cautious.
Oh no, there's something definitely up. My stomach's talking to me much more than, right now.
Might as well take advantage of what's being offered.
It's not often I get good food in a warm place.
Oh, honey.
What?
I felt bad for that little comment you just said.
Ah, it's fine.
Oh, he's come to terms with it.
And at this point, Evie's gonna kind of like stick her head back out from where she was kind of tucked away behind the curtain. So y'all want to like check and see what's here, or would you rather just get on inside? It's completely up to you. Whatever you are most comfortable doing. There is absolutely no obligation in this. I promise.
So I'll actually usher her back into the room, and I'll say, "Forgive us, Evie. We only needed a moment."
Oh, that's totally fine. I completely understand.
Yeah. The guy earlier, Sebastian, was it? You know, the guy with the like.
Yeah, my Bastion boy.
that?
What was that?
You got anything like that? Like, I do like.
Oh, so you want to get all like dappered up? Of course, you absolutely can do that. So to find out what kind of outfit she's going to find for you tucked away in her lost and found closet, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please. Oh, oh, okay.
Nice.
So Evie's almost giddy, like she's giggling and she's like, I know I just have the perfect thing right here for you. Just give me a minute. It's been a little while. It's like tucked back here. And you hear her rummaging around and then she pulls out this perfect, like almost like it looks like it was made for you, navy blue, pinstripe, gorgeous merino wool, 3-piece suit with a little red bow tie to go with it. All right, how does this work for you? Do you like this one?
And you can see Torga's more sort of not saying anything because she's in awe and she's just like, yes, yeah, it's perfect. And sort of reaches out for it.
Okay, lovely. Then why don't you take this?
Oh, this bow tie. And sort of walks off looking at the bow tie.
And then she's going to press a panel and suddenly the coats kind of shift over and there's this little room and it's obviously a changing room. If you want to get changed, you can just do that right there while I work with your companions.
Kadira leans over to Harsh. This is the most expansive lost and found closet I've ever seen.
I'm not familiar with the garments here present, but everything looks to be worth some coin, yes.
All right, so basically this is the suit you just got is going to be equivalent to the armor you already have on. So that way it's not going to affect.
So Kadira, and
Yes.
surely you are more amenable to this situation. It would be best if you take advantage of it.
Okay. I would like something practical. I have a shield and I have a sword and maybe like a fancy dress isn't the best, but I also don't want to just, be wearing armor because this place seems nice and I don't feel very nice right now.
Oh, honey, I can totally take care of you. Don't worry about that. So again, you need to give me a DC. Or not, I'm sorry, roll a
DC.
20. Give me a DC. No, roll a D20 for me. All right, so she's smiling and she's kind of nodding her head knowingly. And you see her going through this one section where there's hangers. And then she pulls out this pretty little red dress, but it's very simple. It's not embellished with any type of embroidery or sequins, but it does look a little bit more pulled together, simple, elegant. And she hands it over to you. Just, I think this might be what will work best for you, considering you want to keep it a little bit more on the simple side of things.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
And I can keep my sword and shield?
Of course, if you want to, that's not a problem at all.
Oh, okay.
You've been brought in here to help us out, so we've been given strict instructions. Make sure that you can keep what you've brought, or we do have a couple of options weapon-wise if you'd prefer to see what else we have that got left behind. But whatever you're comfortable with doing, my dear.
Wow. Okay. Yes, this is perfect. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. As soon as Tori gets out of the changing room, you can just zip on in there and get yourself set up.
Yeah, and I do come out straightening myself out, adjusting the bow tie, just feeling very good. And I'm walking a little bit straighter now.
You look fantastic. That was the perfect find for you. I am so glad they left that behind before they left. You can go in and get yourself squared away now, Kadira. Now, Harsh and Shimmer, do you have any interest in checking out the Lost and Found, or it's completely your choice?
I glance over to Shimmer to give her first choice.
Well, now, I've been known to be a little bit of a magician. I have this knife that I use for some of my magic tricks. I wonder if we could make my little act seem a little more dangerous somehow. And she'll pull from beneath the slit in her dress a reasonably sharp dagger.
Oh, I have a couple of things that might work for you, but we already have something like that already here, and there's nothing really more substantial, unfortunately. If you want something maybe to use as a backup, I could help you out with that.
I can only really fit the one in my little hiding place, I'll stick with it. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. And you, sir, did you want to sort of dress yourself up a little bit or stay in your clothes? Well, the clothes you're wearing right now. I'm not saying that you can't wear your clothes, but it just depends if you want to look more the part once you walk in there.
Looking the part would be ideal. V, might I count on you for your knowledge of what seems to be the style of the region as I'm looking around?
Oh, I can totally make sure that you look the part. That's not a problem at all. So again, give me a D20 roll. And we'll see
Absolutely.
Wait, nobody?
Yep. What kind of roll specifically?
Just a straight up D20 roll.
Oh, okay. I found a second-hand like bridesmaid's dress or something.
Yeah, no, she's
not a natural 20, but
Yeah.
she's kind of rifling through, and she goes, "All right, well, shoot, I forgot that suit got put away the other," and he came back. No. And you see her pull out this tweed blazer, and it has elbow patches on it, and one of the patches is kind of, coming off stitch wise, so it flaps just a little bit, and it has a pipe smoke smell to it. But it'll do in a pinch. And so she pulls that out and hands it to you. Oh, but you're gonna want to make sure you have like a nice set of a dress shirt and set of trousers. So she goes through and she finds a pair of almost like olive green trousers, and there's a little bit of a wine stain on one of the legs. And finally she passes over a simple white button down, and kind of the same thing, only it smells a little bit like beer. I'm sorry, hon, there was something really nice a little while ago, but they kind of came back and claimed it, but this will at least make it look more like you've been here before and are used to the surroundings, that's for sure.
It's just, that's the best I could be helped out of the situation. I thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. And please feel free to use that changing room, and then I'll lead you out, and I have a feeling Baby's going to be here right quick.
So I do. I'll use the changing room as well to provide some decency.
Okay, great. So as long as everyone's all set, Evie's going to lead you back out of the closet into what you now see as the main area of BB's place. And opulence is an understatement for this place. And it's also one of those things where you could almost swear what you saw on the outside was far smaller than what you're seeing on the inside. There is this massive staircase, but it's actually two sets of staircases. So there's a staircase to the left, a staircase to the right. They both lead upstairs to the second level, and there is wrought iron railings wrapped all the way around. And there's this red carpet that goes all the way up the stairs. And in the main open area, there's a fireplace set way towards the back. It's got a nice little fire going, and oddly, it's not heating the place up. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's a humid evening, but the fire is more there for looks than for actual production of heat. And you'll see people just sort of like lounging in these nice chairs. There are some who are sitting back smoking their cigarettes or pipes. And then you're going to see off to your right, if you're facing the staircase, you see that there is obviously a dance floor, and there's a couple of couples just kind of swaying and dancing to the music. And there's this gorgeous red piano set up on a stage, and it's this ruby red with gold etchings around it. And this very dapper looking fellow just sitting there playing with a big grin on his face. And then when you look to your left, you see this gorgeous bar of dark wood paneling, and there is a barkeep behind the bar, and she's wiping down the bar. She's taking orders. And among all this, you see these waiters all wearing dark black shirts with white ties, running around quite efficiently, making sure everyone's needs are met. And as you're looking around, I'd like you all to give me a perception or investigation check, please.
And we have hit 10 retweets, V, so we get our first roll on your magical mystical table of mystery.
Okay, well,
I'm not bad at perception, and I just got a 3 again.
roll 20 is not working with you. Okay, so what we're gonna do for this, so Scrat, you're 1, Alice, you're 2, Renee, you're 3, and Len, you are 4, and I'm gonna roll a d4 to find out who's going to get this lovely. Okay, so Scrat. So Scrat, I would like you to roll me a percentage die.
27.
27. Okay, so okay, perfect. So you're gonna notice, kind of sitting at the reception desk as you come out, Evie's gonna say, she goes, "Oh, I swear to God, these people, if their heads were not attached to their necks, they would forget everything. And she picks up this red fez hat with a purple tassel. And she's kind of waving around. She goes, I mean, how could you even miss this one? This is like, if a snake was in front of you, it's going to bite you. Well, Shimmer, would you care to have this? I mean, it's kind of a fun and playful little thing. It's completely up to you since there wasn't really anything inside you wanted.
Don't have a fez. Of all the props I've got next to me. Well, why ever not? I'll go for the fez.
So she'll hand you this red fez hat, and you've just gotten a helm of teleportation, which means in fez form. So that means at one point this evening you'll be able to teleport. So
nothing in that Lost and Found was her style. But that fez just
that fez.
Her on level.
Don't you think it just brings out my skin color?
Skin color.
It looks lovely on you, dear. So yeah, you have that lovely little ability to teleport one time during the game. Thanks to your hat.
Is Shimmer aware of that? Is Shimmer aware of that? Like, are you?
Yeah, Evie's gonna say, well, the person who used to have this, they like to wear it here so they can kind of blip in and out to different places without having to walk all over the place. He kept complaining that it was just too far of a walk, which, whatever. But yeah, you just kind of think of where you want to go and off you go.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, well, I'm gonna go back and make sure everything's in order. And if you just want to wait here at the bottom of the stairs, I am pretty sure the lady of the house is gonna be with you momentarily. So now that you've actually kind of walked into the area and you've noticed everyone running around, like I said before, let's do the perception or investigation checks.
I've made a plot twist. Shimmer actually uses it to teleport back to wherever she came from. She's gone for
Shimmer's like, I'm out.
And bye.
Yeah, she's intrigued by what's going on. She's sticking around for now.
Would my roll suffice?
What was that? Oh, you already got it going. Okay, so yeah, so Shimmer, you're kind of more enamored with your new hat. You're probably looking at it, and I could even see her kind of like moving the tassel around a little bit to see how it would work, and you're, fixing it and everything. Meanwhile, poor Torga, I think she's just hungry, and she's not even so much looking around as she's like staring at the dishes that are being brought out of the kitchen and placed at the tables of the people who are there to have a nice dinner. And what you're going to notice, both Harsh and Kadira, is a woman standing at the top of the stairs wearing an all black, fully sequenced gown. And the edge of the gown has like this full lightweight fringe. It sort of sways back and forth as she slowly starts to come down the stairs. And she has this very knowing, very sly smile on her face, and her eyes are dancing with merriment as she's coming towards you. And so she's coming down the stairs, and as she comes down the stairs, you notice it almost gets a little bit quieter, and everyone just sort of looks over to her, almost as if they're holding their breaths in awe and just completely enamored with this figure that you're seeing. As she comes down the stairs and comes towards you, and she pauses for a second, almost like she's purposely posing. And then she says, well, good evening. I see you've made it here just fine. How are you all this evening?
I'll step up. So let me see. So BB, I assume.
You can absolutely call me BB. You can call me Bianca. You can call me Ms. Beltane. I'm perfectly fine with whatever works best for you.
Not so. At the risk of offending, what would you prefer?
Oh, BB's fine. We're not too formal here. You must be Harsh.
That I am.
Well, thank you so much.
These are my new traveling companions as I usher over, or rather, invite.
Yes, I've actually called you all here for a very important reason. If you'd like to follow me, I've made sure that we've had a few dishes prepared for you already, and we can sit down and have a quick meal while I tell you exactly why I needed to make sure you were here for me tonight. How does that sound to all of you?
Yes.
I look over to Torga.
Yeah, who's just nodding like a frantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, She's going to be looking at Torga's like, and if you want to have seconds, that is absolutely fine, my dear. Cal is an excellent cook, and trust me, you will not have to wait too long.
I knew I'd love this place, but lead the way.
Kadira is like straightening her dress and trying to make sure that she was like, BB is very impressive. So making sure that everything looks good and that the hair is right and that this whole room is so beautiful.
Darling, you look lovely, and I can tell that Evie made sure that you were well taken care of, didn't she?
Yes.
Well, Miss Kadira, and she's actually going to take off this little black swan brooch that she's had on her own dress, and she'll pin it to your dress. I think just this little touch will give you what you need, and you look lovely.
Kadira is very much blushing, but very, very much also grinning.
She just cursed you.
Though.
And then we have the lovely Shimmer.
Oh, hi.
Hello, darling. Are you up to having some eats, and we can talk over what I need you to do here?
Oh, yeah, maybe just some snacks. I'm not so much of an eater. I'll just pick at things.
Oh, that's fine. We have lighter fare as well. You're not obligated to have a full 5-course meal. We only do that when it's requested. Well, please do follow me, and we'll go into the bar, and I have this lovely little secluded table set up for us right away. So she's going to start walking, and again, as she's walking through, there are people who are waving to her. She's kind of nodding back and forth, wiggling the fingers, saying hello. And you see the woman behind the bar sort of perk up. She's put the cloth back underneath the bar, and she immediately walks over to this table in the far corner of the bar area. And it's this table that's basically set aside from the others, and it's a little bit bigger. So there's plenty of room for all of you to sit there. And you see her stand there, and she's sort of like standing there just waiting for you. And her hand goes up quickly. She snaps, and you see two of the waiters rush off into what you assume is the kitchen, because as that door opens, that fragrance of the amazing food gets stronger. And as Bianca walks towards her, Bianca smiles and nods at her, and she goes, "Oh, Mickey, thank you so much for making sure this is ready. Shimmer, Harsh, Kadira, and Torga, this is my right-hand lady. This is Mickey, and she's going to be here for you to help out should you have any questions. But right now, why don't we all sit down to eat and make sure that you are well-sustained." And she'll motion to the table and take a seat herself.
I mean, Torga will sit there and pull out. I'm assuming these chairs are bigger than Torga as well, so she's sort of pulling them out. Hops on it and does that shuffle.
Mickey will help push in the chair for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Grab a napkin and start tucking it behind my bow tie.
So is everyone getting settled then?
I do.
Okay.
I think Kadira is looking at others to make sure she's doing the manners right.
As am I, yeah.
Okay. Shimmer sort of sits a little side onto the table, legs crossed, revealing a lot of leg. She seems very at ease here.
All right, so she's in her element. And Bianca's going to sit down as well, and she's almost kind of like Shimmer, but not exactly. She's got this very cat-like, easygoing way of sitting in the chair. I mean, this is her place, so she owns it, and you can tell just by her body language. Meanwhile, Mickey, you notice, is this very tall woman with a very cropped hairstyle of a very dark blonde. She has these pointed ears. You can tell there's some elfin in her because of this, from the elegance and the grace that she exudes. But she's also wearing the same uniform as the waiters, outside of the fact she has a red tie on instead. And so Mickey's standing there, and she has a little notepad. She goes, "Well, now that you're here, how about I take your orders? What would you guys like to drink? I'll make sure you have what you need."
One of those drinks with those little umbrellas in it. I don't care what it is. Or
You just want the... Okay, I can work with that. You, sir, what sounds good to you with your meal?
So what tends to be the regional flavor?
Well, we have a really very good time ale, which I highly recommend. We also have a wine that has just been opened up that people seem to be loving this evening. I'd be more than happy to bring that to you. Very mellow red, kind of dry, but it has that nice nutty bouquet to it.
As I patiently wait through the list, I say the ale would be more than sufficient. Thank you.
All right, not a problem at all. And you, miss, and she looks at Kadira.
Could I try the wine, please?
Sure, not a problem. And the lady at the end of the table, what would be appealing for you?
Oh, could I have a dark and stormy? Maybe a plate of olives? That'd be fantastic.
You want just the olives, no food?
Olives would be fine. Like I said, I'm more of a picker.
All right, not a problem at all. I'll be right back with your drinks, and here comes your food, and you guys can all get settled. And ma'am, and she nods to Bianca, ma'am, I'll make sure that you're left to discuss things. And Bianca nods her head, and Mickey walks off, and these two waiters come over, and again, they almost look like they're twins, but there's a couple of slight differences with them. And Bianca goes, "Oh, Georgie and Eddie, thank you so much." And they put this lovely selection, family style, of dishes in front of you. And then you each get a plate put in front of you with forks. But you notice, Shimmer, that they don't give you a full-size plate. They kind of put like this small plate with a little dainty fork next to you. So you have the option to jump in if you wanted to or not. So at this point, you're pulling out the spoons and everything. You're dishing the food onto your plates. And the drinks come over, you get what you've ordered. And then Bianca gets a little quiet and sort of starts looking at you, taking each of you in. "I can see that my source was very much listening to my requests. I must say you have each come quite highly recommended for your abilities. And do forgive me for the, let's call it sleight of hand means of getting you here, but discretion is important. For you see, we kind of live in an area where the more magical and talented types aren't exactly welcomed. So I have this place here, sort of a nice little respite for them, where they can come in, let loose, be who they really are, and not have to worry about anything. Slight problem is I had an employee who decided to release some information to a few people that I'd rather not get into or find the establishment in the state in which it's in at the moment. So I actually need to leave to go and speak with my associates, because we're trying to figure out what to do right now in terms of getting the upper hand on these people. But I am reluctant to leave it completely unattended, because while Nikki is fantastic, she is wonderful, as all the rest of my staff, my biggest concern is that should something serious happen, they won't be able to stop it. So my bringing you here tonight is basically to act as, well, my amped up security, if that makes sense to you. Essentially make sure the place doesn't burn down, make sure that the undesirables stay out where they belong, and that those who are in here at this moment stay safe and are unharmed. Is that something you think you could help me out with?
I'm sure we could help out with that. Maybe we could do a little performance of our own. Keep everyone distracted for a moment.
Olga's like nodding whilst scooping food onto her plate.
I'm curious. No, so I actually hold back and I let you.
Yes, absolutely. I can do whatever it is you need.
Wonderful. And you, sir, Mr. Harsh?
Who would we be? Which undesirables would you want removed from the premises?
Well, it's basically stemming from two sets of undesirables. There are the official authorities. Basically, the cops around here get a little overzealous, if you want to put it that way. They don't like anything strange or new, and they're constantly picking on my patrons. I'd much rather they stay outside and not get in here and see what it is my patrons are able and can and want to do. On the flip side, we have someone who's been promising to protect us, but for an exorbitant fee. And let's just say they are not the most desirable of creatures. In fact, he's been making it very difficult for me. And suddenly, well, yes, this is a place of more magical people and beings. We're getting some creatures who are showing up uninvited, making things tiresome and a little less than desirable. We like to run a tight ship here. We like to make things comfortable and enjoyable. And whatever it is he's sending in here and however they're getting in here are making sure that is not happening as of late. And I have a feeling he's doing this as a means of distraction so that he could get in here and essentially take the place over, which is really more my concern about leaving in the first place.
Phoebe, I'm going to be woefully forward with you. Are there is there something criminal afoot here? Is there something that this establishment takes part of?
Well, my dear, we're in a time of prohibition where alcoholic beverages are not exactly accepted. But
As I ale. So I say spirits and alcohol, or this is a dry region.
oh, dry is an understatement. But yes, so that's really more the reason why the authorities are breathing down my neck, because they have a feeling that we are able to serve beverages that are not exactly on the up and up. They're not wrong, but let's just say I don't always follow the order of things.
They clearly
Is it strictly
haven't tried this
alcohol?
wine.
Is it strictly alcohol that you serve here, or is there something more exclusive?
It's strictly the alcohol with the local authorities. The issue is with Bubba, and you can see her roll her eyes. He likes to collect things. He likes to collect creatures. He likes to make sure that they are used for their full benefit for himself. And as I said before, this is a place of safety for those with magical abilities and talents. And I have a few patrons I know he would love to get his hands on that I wouldn't see again if he did.
So I say, what's in it? So what's in it for us?
200 gold pieces each.
That's a fair wage. I say, looking over to the rest.
Book is like, darn! Like, I'm just still eating.
Targa would have done it for this meal that she's having right now.
Do you all feel that this is a fair exchange for what I'm asking?
Just looking after the place for a little bit seems fair.
I take no issue.
Wonderful.
I look around to my friends for just a moment, sort of like just making eye contact with everyone, being like, unless you'd like us to do something a little more insidious with this individual.
Let me just put it this way. Should Bubba actually cross the threshold, I don't care what happens to that sick man. There are people I have loved and cherished who are no longer here because he's grabbed them along the way. If you kill Bubba, or if you make it difficult for him, I will throw in an additional 100 pieces for you at the end of the night.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Bam. Oh! How do you like that?
Well, I'm waiting. There we go. Oh, okay. Perfect. So you're looking at Bianca, and she's completely sincere. There is nothing underhanded or deceitful about her, but you also get this sense that she is an extremely powerful creature of some sort. And it's obviously based in magic. You're not quite sure what, you're not quite sure who she is, but you know this is a woman you don't want to mess with if you can.
So far, everything seems to be honest on the up and up front, as Shimmer had put it. So yeah, as far as like as far as her intentions of what the story that she's presenting to us. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good deal. So I say, it would seem that you have new employees.
Wonderful. Now, do forgive me. I hate to have you eat and then have myself run, but I do need to be going. And she's looking at this little wristwatch around her hand. So she stands up and she just brushes her gown a little bit and she starts walking. And then she's suddenly gone, just in this puff of misty, silvery gray smoke. And you're left to sit at the table to enjoy your drinks and your beverage.
So I say, there's a bit of performance for you, Shimmer.
Yeah, now that is a trick I would like to learn. And she'll sort of look at the fairs for a second.
So what would you like to do now? You're sitting in this back table. It's in the corner tucked away in the bar. The bar is running along the far left side wall. And it almost takes the whole expanse. And then there's a whole bunch of tables with bar stools and everything. And there are some people sitting at some. You'll see the waiters running around bringing things for them. Then you have, again, your main area where that's more like a lounge area. And then at the far right, you have a dance floor along with a piano player. And you'll see other people kind of jumping in every so often and accompanying him.
So I say that, well, for me personally, they had me when she had me when alcohol was out loud here.
Yes, indeed. I might go and have a little word with that lovely bouncer. And, maybe see if he can give us some kind of heads up if Bubba starts coming a-calling or coming down the road or anything like that.
Or try your hand at flirting. It seemed to go so well for you the first time.
Sometimes it goes that way. Married men and all.
If the
I look
food
over to the others.
like Torgal will then go to the bar. Like, I'm gonna go to check on the bar because scout out every area. Like, and just sort of hops off the chair and starts heading over.
Okay, so Shimmer, you're going to go back and try and chat it up with Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Torga, you want to go and talk with Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
What about Kadira and Harsh?
I
look over to Kadira.
I kind of push back my chair and stand and do a little nod bow to Harsh, and then I'm going to start making my way around the room and try to pick up people's gestures and actions to feel like I'm fitting in. So I'm kind of just walking in between tables, people watching, trying to get a feel for how they act.
I love it. Okay, great.
That's adorable.
That's just
That's so
I love that you're trying. Oh yeah, perfect.
I can picture her doing a fake laugh, mimicking someone else, or
Give me a performance check for that, Kadira.
Could I argue for insight to see, try and
Sure. Yep, I like the reasoning. Go for it.
Okay.
You're picking up these mannerisms quickly. In fact, to the point where you're suddenly able to stand at a table and you're doing these affectations, and people just think you're part of the group. They don't even question your being there, and they'll smile, they'll raise their glass of whatever they're drinking, just kind of nod to you as you're going around and kind of taking in the culture and everything.
She's gaining confidence more and more as she's doing this. She walked in, she was so nervous about what she was wearing and where she came from and how she got here, and now she's starting to feel this is her night.
Perfect. And as you're doing that, you're going to notice that there is this lovely woman sitting off at one of these tables, and she's got this gorgeous dress on. It's a full-length gown. It's this rose tone. It has sequins, and it has some rhinestones on it. And she's actually noticed you, and she's just kind of sitting there smiling. And you make eye contact with her, and she does a little wave hello and raises her glass as well. And then as this is all going on, Shimmer, what are you up to?
I'll just walk up to, I can't remember what she said his name was, but I'll walk up to that bouncer fellow and just be like, excuse me, sir?
You're going to have to go back into the foyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was going to just...
Okay, so you've gone in, so you've basically kind of, okay. And as you walk in, he's sitting there on his stool, and you actually see him holding a dictionary. And he's kind of leafing through the pages, and he looks up a little story, goes, do we have a problem?
No, not yet. But I imagine you know what BB's asked us to do tonight.
Yeah, she let me know what's going on here, and I'm completely in agreement with her, because this is a good place. It's a good establishment. It's good people. Unfortunately, the outside's not such a great place for them.
Yeah, I can see that. All we want to do is have a little fun, and everyone keeps raining on our parade, huh?
That about sums it up, quite frankly.
Is there some sort of alarm or something that you put up when there's trouble?
He gets a sly grin on his face, and there's a small window panel by the door, and he kind of nods outside. And I want you to do let's do perception on this one.
Yeah, sure.
So you look out the window and you see that big birch tree that's planted. Like I said, it seems almost too close to the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And he just smiles and says, "We have means of knowing that undesirables are on their way. Let's just put it that way."
Okay, so when that happens, is there something that you could do to let us know? I'd
Oh,
like
yeah,
to try and intercept this Bubba fella before he enters the premises.
My kind of dame. Yeah, no, if it's getting to be the point where we have Bubba on the way, trust me, the missus has set it up that we're gonna know. Just keep your ear out for a certain sound.
A certain sound?
Yeah. You'll know it when you hear it. I mean, listen right now. We got this gorgeous music. Eduardo does an amazing job of keeping the people happy.
Yeah. Oh,
You hear
yeah.
the laughter. You hear the food, being eaten and taken away and all this good stuff.
I'll know the
This is
sound when I
normal.
hear it.
This is unnormal. If you don't hear something normal, something's up.
Well, that'll be just perfect.
Excellent. I have enjoyed our little, he looks down at his dictionary, tete-a-tete. And I do suggest you do get back inside though, because like I said, you're better off in there making sure things are well protected. My job is right here in my little room.
I understand that. I didn't catch your name earlier.
It's Sebastian.
That was it, Sebastian.
And you're Shimmer.
Nah, your memory is impeccable.
Kinda has to be. But like I said, my job right now is just to sit tight, make sure that I am the first line of defense. Well, technically second, but you know what I mean.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. I'll see you later on.
All right, enjoy yourself, lady.
With her dark and stormy still in tow, she gives it a little swirl and starts wandering back into the main.
When you swirl it, there's a slight shimmer inside your drink. Nikki likes to have fun with the drinks and play off names if you didn't notice.
It's very pretty.
Don't worry, doesn't do much of anything, just makes you happy. So then as you two have been having this conversation, Torga, you're at the bar talking with Mickey?
Torga's probably actually heard the music and stopped for a minute and dancing on their own. You know, that Laurel and Hardy dance with like the legs either side. Probably doing that for a bit with the drink in their hand as they finish it, and then probably slides up to the bar. Is there like a bar stool, like a velvet?
Oh yeah, it's lined with stools. They're these slightly taller stools. They're sort of a green velvet with the buttons tufted into the backs. They're actually very comfortable looking and inviting looking.
Yeah, so like Torga would sort of do that little bit of a dance, sort of wave at the person who's playing by the piano, and then climb one of these stools and sit herself up and put her arms out on like the bar.
And you'll see Mickey, she's going to toss the towel over her shoulder, and she comes over and she leans on the bar. So, you're working with us tonight?
That I am. And can I have another one or whatever that was? And she pushes like her empty glass.
Mickey's going to chuckle and she'll turn around. She's going to go to one of the taps and she's going to pull on it. And as she's filling it up, you start to hear this. Ah, crap. We have more. Problem is I can't leave my station right now because the waiters are all busy trying to get orders out to everyone. We do have more kegs of this. Do you think you and your friends might be able to bring up one of the kegs for me? I hate doing this. It's one of those things where, like I said, I need to stay up here because as we get the patrons coming in, it's all this switch and turn around. But I can tell you where to find it, no problem whatsoever.
Talker would not be suspicious at all. She's just like, yeah, fine. Let her hop off the.
But
It's a trap.
make sure you grab. You're gonna walk into the keg room. Just make sure there's a stack of 6 kegs. Make sure you grab the third one on the top left.
Okay. And Talker.
All right.
She's so trusting. She'll just stroll to the cellar.
All right. So one of the waiters is zipping by you. And they're gonna say, "Did you need something? Is everything okay?"
Yeah. Can you just tell my companions over there I'm just off to get a cake?
Do you know where you're going?
Well, like it's a cellar, like down, right?
Yeah, you're just gonna go, and he points to the second staircase, not the one that Bianca came down, but the far right one. Yeah, the stairs to get down are right over there. Just open the door and you can head down there, and I'll make sure your companions know to meet you down there. Once you get down there, you're just gonna want to make sure you get to the beer area, because I mean, Mickey likes to keep things organized. So don't go into the wine cellar, otherwise you're going to be bringing up the keg of wine. I don't think that's what she wants. So go to the second room to your far right, and that should get you to what you need.
Look, this nose can smell ale a mile off, so I got this. Like, and just again starts heading straight down the staircase.
The waiter, he's going to raise his eyebrows, and he's just going to quickly scoot over. And as Torga's walking off towards the staircase, he's going to catch you, Shimmer, walking away from where you were just speaking with Sebastian. Pardon me, madam, your companion, the smaller one, she said to meet her downstairs. She has something that needs to be done. So I'm just letting you know that that's where she is, and she's expecting you immediately.
May I insight check this gentleman?
Sure.
Oh, Alice would have insight checked, but Torga would not. So-
Oh, Torga.
Shimmer is naturally super suspicious of anyone asking her to do anything.
Okay.
Unfortunately, her insight isn't great.
He's a waiter. He's just delivering the message like he's supposed to.
Can I see Harsh and Kadira?
Yep, they're over in the bar area still.
Harsh stayed behind in that where we were eating previously, and he's actually in a corner trying to stay out of sight so it doesn't look too off. But he's actually stretching. He's actually like doing various like different stretches and stuff like that just to get himself nice and limber and ready for a fight if that ever happens.
So Shimmer will head towards either Harsh or Kadira, whichever one is closest.
All right, the waiter will be happy to escort you over to your companions since he
Okay.
has to deliver the same message.
Uh,
So
Can I try and convince him to let me pass on the message to my friends?
you can try.
Would it be okay if I pass that message on to my companions? I'd also just like to have a little chat with them in private, if that's okay with you.
Persuasion check.
Now we're talking.
You almost see him look relieved because it's a very busy night, and you can tell he's been running around. His bow ties or his tie's like a little skewed. So he goes, "Yeah, sure, absolutely. That's perfectly fine. Again, just make sure that you meet your friend down there because these kegs aren't exactly light, and I don't know if they can manage it the one on their own."
You think I could help? Oh, bless you. Strength -3.
Let's get meta.
Look, you look rushed off your feet. Don't let me keep you. And your poor bartender friend over there also looks absolutely rushed off their feet. I'll handle this. You carry on.
Well, I very much appreciate that, miss, and have a good evening. And again, if you need anything, just stop one of us, and we'll be happy to make sure that your requests are fulfilled.
Thank you. And I'll beeline for Kadira.
Kadira was like on her way over to the woman that she'd made eye contact with and kind of like raised glasses with.
I'll
When-
just sort of intercept you without really making it...
Waylaid.
Right,
Yeah.
without making it look like I'm intercepting, I'm just going to stand real close and just be like, the waiter just asked me to go downstairs. I'm just going to have a quick word with Harsh. If you'd
Ah!
like to be party to that, head on over.
I was going to just go talk to that nice lady over there, but all right.
And as you walk away, you just kind of see her kind of like tilt her head like, aw, but sort of wave like, another time.
Damn it, I feel bad for I feel bad. Anyway,
You should.
You feel bad or she feels bad.
bit of a column A, bit of column B.
Way to kill a story arc.
Yeah. Stamped it flat.
Move that one over.
And I'll head over to Harsh with Kadira in tow, it seems, and just be like, whoa. So the waiter just asked me to go downstairs and meet up with Targa to try and help them move some kegs or something. I'm not saying that the person was suspicious, they're just a waiter, but I don't want too many of us to be out of this room when Baby's asked us to look after this place.
Everyone is suspicious. Unfortunately, that includes both you and I, Shimmer. It would be in our... But seeing as which we seem to be roped into the same predicament, we have no choice but to trust each other.
Agreed.
So you take issue with this messenger?
Not the messenger, but more the message. I wouldn't shoot the messenger, but I don't like us being corralled out of the main room.
It would be the most efficient thing to do, shoot the messenger.
I can go help with the keg. I'm strong. Ish.
The waiter was going to give the message to all of us. Seems
Individually.
To me, it seems that way. Seems they want us to be out of this room.
Does that mean we
seems...
should, though?
I'm not saying that the message was suspicious. I believe the waiter maybe fully intends it. They told me that Torga wanted to speak to us. Maybe it's just that Torga's got some secret information down there. I just don't want to leave this room unattended.
He says, I will accompany you. Kadira, would you like to do the same?
And leave this room unattended?
Stick around. I might be able to teach you a few
So,
things.
do you... So I look around and I say, do you take particular fondness of this room?
No, I worry that Shimmer's point might be valid, and
As do I.
Thank
So,
you very
Shimmer.
much, Ozzy, for the sub. You have a reroll to gift.
Woohoo.
Yay!
Nice.
Shimmer, would you like... So, Shimmer, you being the more knowledgeable of us three currently, would you like to lead the way?
I would rather stay here. I'll tell you what, I'll go and have a nice speech with that man over on the piano. I'll set up a little act on the stage. I'll start doing a little free dragon ante, you know, that old card trick. And,
So,
just holler
So-
if something goes wrong.
from the stage I should have a clear view of the room.
And a microphone.
And I can... Exactly.
can I pick an insight check on Shimmer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope. Story checks out.
Yep. So Harsh, you're just gonna like, okay, seems legit. She seemed to enjoy seeing the piano player when you guys first walked in. So it makes sense to have someone staying upstairs, just gonna act like, you know, a second set of eyes just in case.
Ozzy gifts their reroll to Harsh, so you have a reroll to gift. The way that works, at any time you may call, anytime a dice hits the table, doesn't have to be yours. Any dice you can call for it to be re-rolled, and we will take the second roll.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift. I know a big fight's awaiting. I'm going to use it on this. No, I'm just joking. So I look over to Kadira and I say, well, so what would you like to do?
I can help with the keg.
As will I. So I start heading in that direction.
Okay. And the same waiter who delivered the message, he's kind of been keeping an eye on things, and he'll just quickly direct you towards the set of stairs to go down to get into the basement area.
But it was too late. Torga's already dead.
Yeah, this whole time, basically, because Torga has now had a full mug of ale. She's made it downstairs, but she's also been highly distracted by the fact that when you first get down there, it's essentially a wine cellar. So all these wine bottles are set up, and there's a couple of kegs and everything like that. They'll have very interesting and engaging labels. So when you get down there, Torga, have you kind of stayed in one spot, or are you wandering?
Torga will be going to where the ale is. She was told to go to the second room,
Okay.
so she's just like, off she's going to go and see if she can find it.
Okay. So give me an investigation check.
I'm so bad at all these things. 12. That's a 12.
Okay, so you start walking in what seems to be the right direction, but you notice there's kind of like this little nook between the rooms, and you go over there and it's got this comfy chair, and there's actually a mug of ale that's been left there, And it's one of those things where, you know, being someone who has brewed and everything like that, do you want to check and see what type of ale is being produced at the moment?
Yeah, I think she won't be able to help but like sniff it, taste it, and everything like that. God, she's gonna get poisoned or something.
Yeah, give me a con save. Or not, no, give me a con check.
Another 12.
Okay, so tell me about this ale that you found.
It's pretty fragrant. There seems to be a lot of fruit in this mixed in with the normal sort of hops. She's more of a hoppy person rather than this really fragrant fruit, and she's sort of like and can't help it. It's a bit too sweet for her.
So you're not gonna bother with drinking it then. It's just gonna.
It's just-
Okay. So putting the mug back down.
Putting the mug back down.
All right. At this point, Harsh and Kadira, you've been able to get down the stairs and are on the lookout for Torga. So if you could give me perception or investigation.
I was just gonna call out.
Sure, if you want to do that, go ahead.
Torga?
Did I hear it?
Torga, are you down here? We were told to come find you.
All right. So as you're shouting, Kadira, Harsh has his eagle eyes going, and he sees Torga kind of coming out of that little alcove, like shaking her head and making these disgusted faces, and you can just tell whatever she's just had didn't exactly agree with her.
I
So,
tap
Go ahead.
on your shoulder, and I just gesture over to where Torga is.
Torga.
Ah. Hi. I need to get a keg.
Okay, which keg?
Something about in the second room, number 3. My cat is a
My cat is a ninja.
Stray cat.
But as long as it's not whatever that was, but yeah, something like that.
All right.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
So go into the room in question, or
Yeah.
at least attempt to find it.
Okay, so the three of you have regrouped and you're starting to walk to that door, and we're going to pan back up to Shimmer, who has set her sights on the dance floor and the piano player specifically.
Yeah, she'll be moving up from her discreet purse. She'll be pulling her Free Dragon Ante set. Now, I've always imagined that Free Dragon Ante is a lot like Follow the Lady or traditional free card ante.
Okay.
Just because the name's so similar, so that's her thing. She can do Follow the Lady, you know, where you got to try and
Okay.
keep your eye on the queen, sort of thing.
Okay. So there's that stage, and like I said, there's this gorgeous piano and this very striking man who's just sitting there skillfully playing, just enjoying himself. He's smiling. He'll look over his shoulder every so often, kind of like nod his head to one of the regulars.
Yeah,
And people are sitting around and, you know, sort of enjoying it.
so I'll wander up to them and be like, "Hey, now, would you mind if I did a little act on the stage?"
And as he's still playing, he'll look over. What do you have in mind, my dear?
I'm a little bit of a magician. I can make cards disappear and appear in other places.
Ah, so a visual eye show, I see.
I would love it if you accompanied me on your
I was-
wonderful piano.
I was gonna say, mind if I accompany you with this, because it's nice to kind of change things up a little bit, and not for nothing, a little person over there, I'd love to see him squirming in his seat, saying that he did not get a spot up here tonight as he was so hoping.
Do you want me to make him the volunteer? I need
Oh.
someone from the crowd, you see, that'll call where the cards are, and we can name him.
And as he's still playing, he just starts chuckling. He goes, "You and I could be fast friends with that one." Yeah, by all means, let's get going.
Well, who knows? This could be something beautiful. What was your name?
I am Eduardo Abrat. Very nice to meet you, my dear. And you are?
Shimmer Corinne. I'm not known in these parts yet, but hey, maybe together we will be.
I'll never say no to a proposition from a beautiful woman.
I thank you. And
So what would...
Go on.
Go ahead.
And
No,
she'll
so-
head over to the middle of the stage, I guess, and hopefully she'll just look around Before she does that, she'll look around for something like a table.
Oh yeah, there's like little end tables tucked in the little random spots.
Okay, and so she'll just walk into the middle of the stage of this end table, put it down, draw these 3 cards from her purse, and just be like, excuse me, would you all like to see a little magic trick?
And the crowd's still kind of doing their own thing. So I want you to give me a performance check here.
Oh, that is a low roll. I'm going to use my reroll on it.
Okay.
Return on investment.
Oh.
That's a beautiful thing. So as you're saying, excuse me, the chatter starts to die down and everyone's head turns towards you and you see these expectant smiling faces, especially because Eduardo is sitting there like nodding his head and sort of like being like, hey, look over there type of situation. He's definitely helping you along with this one. So you have their attention in full.
I think I'll use my thaumaturgy to make the lights flicker a little bit, just to flavor this since we got the nat 20. I'll make my voice louder using thaumaturgy and just make the lights flicker and be like, excuse me, I have an interesting little trick here. I need a volunteer from the crowd to help me out.
And you see people kind of looking and like tittering at each other. And then off in the corner, you see this gentleman and he's wearing a cream colored sweater vest, these striped suspenders on blue pants. And he's got his cap kind of pulled down and he's sort of sitting there like stewing and he's glaring at you. You can tell he's not pleased to see you up there on that stage.
Oh yes, you there, sir. You are perfect. Why don't you come and help me out? Why don't you just bring your seat over nice and close to the stage?
Give me a persuasion.
Come on, roll 20.
Oh, geez, nice. He's gonna like huff a little bit and then he's straightening up his cap. Yeah, sure. Why not? Probably my only chance to get up there tonight anyways. And so he stands up and he's kind of clumping up and he comes up the steps and he stands by you. All right, see what you can do.
All right, now it's a real simple little game that we're going to play together, okay? It's real simple. I've got these 3 cards. Now you can see when I turn this one over, it's a blank. When I turn this one over, it's a blank. But when I turn this one over, there's a nice little picture of a dragon. All you need to do is follow the dragon, okay?
Okay, sure, why not?
So I'll turn them over so the dragon's in the middle. I will swap just 2 cards so that the middle is now on the left and say, where's the dragon?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand or my free dragon anti-set?
Sleight of hand.
Oof.
All right, to be fair, I'm gonna... Oh, you are a lucky lady. So because he's still kind of miffed, is a good way to put it, he doesn't notice you getting a little clever with the way the cards are laid out.
Mm-hmm.
So just find the dragon. And he's looking at the card like, what? Like, just find the dragon,
Just
that's it?
Point to where the dragon is.
That one. And he points to the one on the right-hand side.
No, you weren't paying attention. Look, you see, the one on the left is a blank, the one on the right is a blank, and the one in the middle is the dragon. You gotta keep your eyes on the dragon. I'll turn them all over again and switch them again, and hopefully the crowd's starting to get entertained by that, because I definitely put the card elsewhere.
You can see that the crowd's sort of chuckling at this, and you're getting a sense that whoever this individual isn't exactly well liked by the crowd or Eduardo, because the more this guy is flubbing it, the more Eduardo's like just chuckling more and the music's getting more upbeat and just, yeah, the crowd's kind of loving seeing this guy not looking polished and perfect.
Being made a fool of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll try it again, and we'll do it real simple, okay? All I'm gonna do, and I just do that with the cards. I don't even switch them, okay? So now where's the dragon?
Gonna give him a... All right, he points to the middle.
Do you want me to do another sleight of hand?
Nope.
Have I succeeded?
Nope. By 2 points.
Okay.
So does he find the dragon?
Yeah, well, if I haven't succeeded, yeah, the dragon will still be right there in the middle. There we
All
go. You found it this time, right there in the middle.
And he's gonna puff up a little bit, like, all right, yeah, I can do this. Yeah. Let's try this again. This was good. Let's try this again. I bet I can do it again.
Okay,
Because
great.
he wants to prove himself to the crowd now, because the crowd, like, as soon as he found it, they're kind of like, ugh.
So this time I'll put the card face down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I'd like to do the sleight of hand. I'd like to switch the cards as I put it face down.
Okay.
So now all 3 cards on the table should be blank.
Okay.
Now this time you shuffle them around. You can move that dragon to wherever you like.
Okay. So he gets a smirk on his face, and again, he's kind of puffed up with confidence. He starts moving around, and he's actually almost excessively doing it, like, to prove I'm smart enough for this game. I can do this. So he's got them all mixed up. What do you think? That good enough?
Oh, I think that's plenty good enough. Do you remember where the dragon is?
Of course I remember. And he points to the left-hand side.
Why don't you turn it over?
He flips it over. And it's blank.
Oh my.
How? No, come on. You rigged this. You had to have rigged this. There's no way. I did it myself. I remember specifically which of these cards was the dragon card.
Come now, sir. This isn't just any old game. This here's a little bit of magic, because you'll see, and she'll turn over the other 2 cards. It doesn't matter where you put the dragon, because the dragon, and she'll try and sleight her hand again, and she'll take the middle card and turn it over, so that the side which should be the back of the card is the dragon, is always in the middle.
He's not going to like this, and he's actually going to knock the table over. You are a cheater.
I prefer the term magician, sir.
No, this was cheating. I'm not good. I'm going to go talk to Mickey about that. This is bull. You don't do that. No, this was cheating. And he's just storming off. And as he's storming off, Eduardo starts cracking up. He goes, "Ma'am, you are the first to best Bert. Any special requests?"
Do you know what, Eduardo? I don't think I do have any requests, except that maybe we could have a drink together later on.
That's a deal, ma'am. And he's going to just keep playing the piano and smile. And that smile has gotten huge. He's got this gorgeous, bright smile, and his eyes are twinkling, and he's just thrilled that you've bested Bert.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
I'm very happy with myself.
All right, good. So you're going to stay upstairs still?
Yeah, all this time I've been, like, looking at the audience and trying to keep as much attention. I'm just trying to keep an eye on things and make sure there's no one, like, entering the room mysteriously,
Okay, no problem. So if you want to do that, just give me a quick either investigation or perception check.
Well, those are nearly identical, so we'll go for
Okay,
perception.
you're okay. Lovely. So as you're taking in the scope of things, outside of Bert basically yelling at Mickey, and Mickey standing there rolling her eyes, and if she could, she'd be doing this as he's talking. You can tell that it's pretty much status quo right now. Nothing else has changed besides the fact that Bert's having a tantrum.
So I would like to stay on stage, keeping an eye on people, maybe calling some other volunteers, doing a very similar trick, and just seeing if anyone wants to try and come and beat me, sort of thing. The magician's playtime. Just.
Oh, and you have like tons of volunteers. Like you have people raising their hands, like, yes, pick me, pick me, pick me. They can't wait to try this game out with you because of what happened with Bert.
And I'm just enjoying being in this position where I'm not only being popular, but I've also got a good place I've got a good view of the room, and I have my thaumaturgy ready in an instant to shout to the cellar.
Perfect. All right. So speaking of the cellar, we go back to the cellar, and the 3 of you have just walked into the room where they keep all of the beer kegs. And this room has sort of these arched alcoves where these stacks of beer kegs, and there's 4 of them. The first one has 8 kegs of beer stacked up on each other. The next one over, it must be a popular beer right now because there's only 3 of them. And then across the way, you have the 3rd alcove where it is stacked full to the top. And Torga, you're probably going to pick up that whiff of that sweet stuff that you sampled before. And then finally, in the 4th alcove, you have this stack of 6 beers. So it's 3 across and then 3 across.
Which
Now.
one was it, Torga?
There was something about the number 3. Like, you can see her genuinely trying to remember. Could I try sniff out the beer I was drinking, please? As a
Sniff out the beer. Let's throw that in with. This is your background, right? Brewing?
Yeah, I'm a brewer.
All right, let's do survival or religion.
Beer is my religion. I'm gonna roll
There you go.
that. Wherever it is. There it is. On a 10.
Are we
I'm
here
rolling
just to change
so-
out a barrel? Are we just trying to change out like an empty barrel? Is that essentially what we're doing?
Torga, do you want to? Are you
Yeah,
gonna? Are you asking Torga or are you asking?
What I was drinking.
Oh, I was asking in general. Len is asking.
Yeah, basically the keg's gone dry up at the bar, and Mickey asked if Torga and the rest of the crew could just help bring a new keg up of what Torga had first ordered.
Which
Okay.
apparently she can't smell at all.
So something about the number 3.
Well, it's popular, right? It's off tap. Let's go to the popular ones.
Does the popular mean that there's less of them or more of them?
Less. We've been drinking it.
Okay.
And she's
Or-
gonna go over to the 3 and just like knock on them to make sure they're all fine. Just try and she's quite small, like just try and move this.
So which alcove are you going to go to? Because there's the one that has a stack of the 3. Okay, so let the stack of 3 and the other stack of 3 on top of it then. Okay, which barrel are you going to
The
try to
middle
go for?
one.
The middle one.
The middle one.
Okay, you need to give me
Less likely to be tampered with.
give me a strength save.
Strength save. Now I am strong.
Okay,
I
so
lift barrels all the time.
all right, so as you're lifting it, you suddenly realize this doesn't feel like a normal keg. Not in the least.
Like, she's doing that. Huh.
Well, you didn't
on
need
the
me at all.
24
You lifted that just fine.
You know,
Now,
this doesn't feel like, and she starts doing that. She does like a knock, a listen, and a whistle, and another knock to listen to see if she can hear anything.
What
Okay.
is it?
do an investigation check, everyone.
11, my god.
They're like Heisenberg body barrels.
Okay, and then there we go. All right, so Torga, you're more perplexed by the fact this doesn't feel like what you normally know, and you're just kind of like trying to figure out, well, what's going on here? What's this? Harsh and Kadira, you notice that this keg is no longer looking quite like a keg anymore. There's like a flash of a pair of eyes, and you could almost swear you see a mouth starting to form and hear a subtle growl coming from this keg that Torga is holding.
Torga, put
Can
it
I-
down, Torga.
No, can I just make a reaction and like just essentially just just do a side lunge kick it out of her hands?
Yeah,
How dare
Okay.
you kick beer?
because she's got a hold of it. And she's got a good strength on that, so she has a hold of it. So you can definitely try and give it a little old boot.
Would you like me to make an attack or a contested athletics check?
Go for a full attack.
Okay.
Right now, it's focused on Torga, so you can surprise it.
All right. I will. Plus, let's see. Bear with me. So it's going to be a 14, I think. Plus as a monk.
Okay, you're gonna hit it.
Okay, good.
So what does it look like as you kick it out of Torga's hands?
I essentially just snap, like I lean over and just lunge, like kind of like Johnny Cage style, like special move, like kick it out of her grasp.
Okay.
I'd like to look mildly traumatized, like just stand there, just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
And-
as you're like holding it, it just snaps out of your hands, and you're just have it. Yeah.
Okay, and give me the damage on that.
Sure. Let's see. It is going to be. So as a monk, it's going to be 1d4. I think. Remind me. I think 1d4 plus my dexterity check, or is it? I don't know if I count my dexterity with that.
Kitty.
I think it is Dex.
I think it is Dex for the monks. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Because. So. Just double checking that. Well, so it's so I think it's my martial arts. I don't know if it's just a flat roll or if I actually add my modifier with that as well.
Add your it was an attack, so add your modifier.
Okay, so in this case, it's going to be. So in this case, it's going to be 4 damage.
Okay.
4 bludgeoning damage as I just lunge for it, just with a flying kick.
Okay, great. Wonderful, wonderful. So as you have kicked this keg out of Torga's hands and Torga is standing there shocked, this thing is now on the floor. It has sprouted these sinewy, wood-like looking legs. You now see this set of eyes, and it's almost like spider eyes, but it has this large set of yellow eyes and then 2 other smaller rows of eyes on top of it. Its mouth is now open. It is snarling. It has this long purple tongue that is starting to lash out and slurp, and it reeks of beer, and it's looking at all 3 of you, so you need to roll initiative.
Okay.
My beer.
To be fair, it's I don't add any modifiers. It is just going to be a 1d4, so it is just the 1 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so it's just the one? Okay.
Yeah, but I do have my short sword with me, so.
Okay, so let's get the initiative, and we'll see where things go. All right, so we're gonna have Torga is going to start us off, and then we're going to have Harsh, and then we're going to oh, you guys lucked out, and then we're going to have Kadira, and our lovely little keg mimic is last in line.
Yeah.
So Torga, what would you like to do?
Probably out of shock reaction, so I'm just gonna swing her short sword.
It just hits.
11 piercing damage.
All right, so you go after this thing, and you slash into it, and you can see that what looks like wood is actually showing some purplish flesh poking through now, and it is snarling and it is growling, and it's almost like just amping itself up, ready for the attack when it can finally move. So you've done some nice little damage to it. You can see that slash mark, and now we're over to Harsh.
Okay. I close the distance with it, drawing out my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
So in a stance, do a quick cut with a short sword. So I'll attack with that. That's not going to fare very well.
Yeah, what happens is as you're going to swing, this creature almost like hunches itself down, and the sword swings over its body, and you unfortunately miss it.
Okay. Bonus action martial arts. So as that happens, swipe with my sword, then do just a round half moon, and then bring my heel down on top of its head, or at least attempt to.
Nice. Let's see. And you hit.
Yay. So, and then that's going to do 1 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. That'll work. And now we're over to Kadira. This thing is not happy. It is snapping. It is growling, but you guys do have it cornered.
If I may as well, we've hit our follower goal, which means we get another item from your magical mystical table.
Yay!
Ooh, quite nice.
Thank you.
Yay! I love it. All right,
Okay.
so we'll do the first round of this, and then we'll bring the magic at him.
Kadira has her sword and shield in hand
Okay.
and swings out with her her long sword for was very close to a critical hit, but it is not. But a 27.
Definitely will hit this.
Yes. And then Sorry, my dog is now in my lap. It's much harder for me to reach my
No worries.
but she was like whining and shaking, so this was the better option.
Oh, sweet Bab.
I know, so sad. Okay.
Okay, so you
Okay,
get 7 in
that'll
there.
be yeah, it'll be 10 damage, slashing damage.
10 slashing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this mimic is not happy. It is extremely wounded at this point. There's a few slash marks going through it. You can see this bruise starting to welt up from being smashed so expertly by Harsh. And it is going to focus its attack on Kadira because you're the last to attack and catch it with a blade that's done some serious damage to it. So it's going to try and bite you. And it gets a 13.
That will not hit.
Okay, great. So it's snarling, it's snapping, it's but because of where it's been cut and where it's been beat up, you can tell it's not moving very well anymore. So what we're gonna do is we're
She's
gonna hold.
like holding her shield out and like barely even trying to keep it away.
I love it. Oh, I love it. All right, so we'll pause right here, and then your numbers are the same as before. So Scrat's 1, Alice is 2, Renee 3, and we have Len as 4. And let's see who gets it. That is going to be Renee. You're gonna get a little something fun. So roll a percentage die.
Okay.
Also, thank you very much, Sniper, for the sub. That means you have a reroll to gift. Thank you.
Yay.
81.
Thank you, Sniper.
That's quite nice. All right, so as this thing is snarling and snapping, you're going to notice underneath the kegs, Kadira, there's this bright, shiny object that's caught your attention. However, we're going to go back into taking care of this lovely little man. So we're back to Torga. What are you going to do with this mimic who is just not happy with you guys?
Torga's not happy because she feels very betrayed by Bear right now. She's just going to keep swinging. She's just going to be like, like until it stops.
Okay.
Sword again on a 26.
You absolutely hit it.
A
Okay.
7. Oh
7.
my god, I'm a +7 to my short sword and I rolled a 7. That means I
Betrayed by Beer is going to be my biography title.
Betrayed by fear.
Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. This thing is looking just scarred up, beaten up. It's not jumping around as much anymore, and it's almost like it's panting. That long purple tongue is now lopped on the floor, and there's drool coming out of the mouth, and the eyes are getting very clouded up. And that brings us to Harsh.
Okay. So I'm going to slide forward, foot extended, but I'm going to actually lunge out with my sword. Let's see, 21 to hit.
Okay, so how do you kill this thing?
All right, with 8 piercing damage, as I slide across like I'm almost limboing, but sideways. As I lunge my foot into its mouth, I actually just allow the tip of my short sword to just glide into its eyeball and just sink to the other side, and then just protrude it out, and then stand up, using kind of like one leg to stand up all of my body weight up to one height in a crane stance.
I love it. And this mimic is now officially completely dead. It's laying on the floor. That tongue is now lolling out of its mouth, lifeless. There's still some drool left. The eyes have completely clouded over to a very dull yellow. There's no signs of life whatsoever. What would you like?
Shake off the excess off of my short sword. I look desperately to the other two ladies and I say, which one of you is the more efficient liar?
No.
Can you be deceptive? Either of you.
No.
I'm great at telling the
So
truth.
So say, as am I. This falls on me then.
I can give it a go.
Wait, why can't we tell the truth? What aren't we? What?
Because we were set up here. So did it really take the three of us to conquer a keg? This was a trap.
You think we were set up?
Absolutely.
Wow. And Torga rolls up her sleeves and starts marching upstairs.
Well, can't we just tell Miss Bibi that there was a mimic? Or an evil, I don't know. I don't know if she has experience with mimics before.
I trust that Miss Beebe might not have been aware of this, but whoever sent this, so I say, whoever was this bartender, whomever was to give us the message individually, meant for this to happen, or at least might be privy to why we were sent down here. I say we do some interrogation.
Okay, and Kadira, don't forget you saw that flash of silver underneath the rest of the kegs.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and lean down for that as I guess Torga marches up the stairs.
I'm annoyed. I'm off.
Okay, so what you have found is a beautiful little filigree feather pin. In fact, it's another brooch, kind of like the swan one that Bianca put onto your dress, just to kind of dress you up a little bit. And essentially what you now possess is a brooch of feather falling.
Very nice.
Which you can use once during the game if you so choose.
I'll put it by my other brooch.
Okay. All right, great. So you're all storming back up the stairs to go have a conversation with Mickey?
Oh, I love how you're just like full of flair now.
Yeah.
Now you just need 30 more pieces to be up to code.
Right?
She's gaining confidence and accessories.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that one.
Like scout badges. So I'm going to, Torga's already hightailing it upstairs to essentially go find the attendant in question, correct?
Mm-hmm. You want to go and talk to
Okay.
Mickey, because Mickey was the one who sent her down asking if she could go grab the keg. Now, back to Shimmer, because of where the stairs are located, you are going to see Torga zooming out and not looking happy, as well as the other two coming out from the downstairs area. What would you like to do seeing this?
I will finish with a flourish. I'll do one big trick where I essentially just turn all the cards over and they all disappear. And I'm really sorry, but that is all of my act for today. I'm hope you all had a wonderful time, but I must excuse myself. I need to come visit the ladies' room.
And they're all going to applaud and clap, and just they enjoyed it. That was wonderful. And you see Eduardo give you a little wink and kind of nod his head as you make your way off the stage.
And remember to tip your barkeeper and tip your pianist, because I think he's buying me a drink later.
He'll be like another one of those big gorgeous grins again.
And I'll make my way down to not intercept, but meet them wherever they're going. I assume they're going to the bars. It must be quite
Okay.
obvious to me.
Yeah, Torga strides towards the bar, and she's not very deceptive or anything, climbs the stool again and puts her feet up and leans across the bar and looks at Mickey.
So where's Kadira, real quick?
Kadira came up last because she found this brooch and put it on down in the basement or cellar.
So as you're downstairs, I'm going to put up a hand for you to stop where you're at. And
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go to Mickey, this attendant, and then I'm gonna try to get ahead of Torga just in case.
Good luck. She's
Yeah.
mad.
So I say,
So-
Mickey.
So the two of you are basically trying to race to Mickey?
Yeah.
All right, then you both need to give me an athletics check.
I'm mad. Someone is messing with my beer and line.
Fuck.
Oh, my Roll20 hasn't updated yet.
Oh,
There it
Okay,
is.
well.
There it is. The internet
I
cut
think
out
the
now.
dice just figured out that story. So I'm envisioning here we have Torga. She is a woman on a mission, and she is beelining it towards Mickey. Harsh,
That's with Torga.
because you're kind of concerned with making sure that Kadira was safe, but also trying to get ahead of things. I think you kind of didn't realize just how fast Torga could be when she's determined.
I'm shocked, but I'm angry.
Exactly.
Yeah, I climb this stool and I lean over to Mickey and just sit there with my hand on my fist looking.
What? Could you not find the keg?
Surprised to see me? Like, she's not good at deception at all.
No, I'm more surprised you couldn't find the keg.
I
I
found
was born we had more of those left.
I found the keg.
So where is it?
It's dead.
You're gonna see her like stand up. How can a keg be dead?
And like she'll stand like 1 foot on each stool, either side. Like, it's dead because it tried to attack me.
I'm sorry, did you drink the keg while you were down there? What do you mean the keg attacked you?
And Torga leans. Can I do an insight check on Mickey? But like, I'm getting that close, just staring.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
I'm so bad at insight. This is not going to go well.
This is beautiful, though.
Oh! Okay, so as you're like face to face with
I'm
her,
that far away.
you're that close, and you can see that there's genuine worry and concern on her face, as well as some confusion.
So you didn't release a mimic into the cellar?
The second you say that, she stands upright, like just startled. There was something in the keg room.
Yes, there was something in the keg room.
And she, just as you had raced up those stairs, she's racing down to the basement again.
Kadira was at the
actually-
top of the stairs where Harsh told her to stop, but she
Okay.
just kind of like puts her hands up and lets her go by.
And she's actually going to stop and say, "What happened?
It attacked us.
What's the it? What attacked you?"
Well, it was bad beer.
But like bad how? I mean, beer can go skunk mode. That I get, but she's saying
No,
that she
like
had
it
to
had
kill
a purple tongue and teeth.
And you're gonna see her like just get extremely, like her face is like flushed red now, and she's extremely upset. God damn it, he got in here again. Did you by any chance happen to look around the body?
I found a brooch, but that's it.
And she's gonna look at the brooch. She goes, that's one of Bianca's. But you didn't see anything else, like,
Nothing
you look
else,
at
no.
her?
I'll come with you, though.
yeah, come with me. I have a bad feeling about this one. So Mickey's gonna go down the stairs with Kadira. Harsh, what are you thinking as you see this back and forth?
Yeah. BB set us up. Go upstairs and go find her. No, I actually try to motion or wave for Shimmer to take notice of us.
Shimmer, what do you do?
I'm walking across. I'm unhappy to see the bartender leave because I was hoping to get another Dark and Stormy.
I'm gonna look over to Shimmer with a very hard like.
I'll saunter over, looking very calm. Why, hello, Harsh. Is everything okay?
We felled a beast down there. We were attacked.
A beast? My oh my. And there was the bouncer telling me that if there was a problem, then I would hear a noise.
So I don't know what to make of that. So I venture downstairs.
Okay. All right, so is everyone going down the stairs then?
Torga will probably begrudgingly follow.
All right, so you're going to see that Mickey...
Before we go,
Sure.
where's the disgruntled guy? The guy that I made a fool of on stage.
He's actually sulking and nursing a beer over in one of the bar tables. Basically kind of the opposite corner of where you guys were eating.
Okay.
He's about 3 tables away from the lady who had initially spotted Kadira.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs.
Okay, so all of you are down there, and you have Mickey basically standing over this body, and she's just like swearing up a storm. She is not happy, and she's looking around the room. So I'd like you all to do investigations.
Sure.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked persuasion.
That's okay.
I'm not much good at investigating. I wish we were persuading.
I would like to use my reroll, please.
Go
God
for
damn.
it. Go for it. Wait, no, what?
Never mind.
See, that's roll 20 for you. Come on. All right.
Thanks for that, though. I really did appreciate it.
It was a good
that
try.
reroll. Yeah,
It just wasn't meant to be.
I just
All right.
wanted to be capable.
Yeah. So the four of you get in there and you see that she's looking everywhere. Like she's looking between the cracks of the other barrels that are stacked up on each other. She's looking underneath these stacks and everything like that. So all of you follow suit. And then Shimmer and Harsh, at the same time, you notice that underneath the body of the dead keg, there's this piece of paper that's sticking out from what would have been sort of like a collar around the keg.
Oh man, that's all...
pick it up.
Oh, thank you for picking that up. It's all sticky. I don't want to go anywhere near it.
All right, are you going to share this with Mickey, Harsh? Or are you going to read it first?
No, I will read it out loud, actually, for everybody.
Okay, great. All right, so as you open up this letter, you see it says, and it's in this very sharp, scrawling handwriting, and you can tell the person who wrote this was extremely mad because it's these thick black lines. And it says, "Told you once already, this place will be mine. Consider this your warning." And then it's signed Bubba.
So I say, well, now I have every reason to take this personal.
Yeah, I don't like this Bubba.
Okay.
I think I'd like to take him a drink, if you know what I mean.
And Torga?
Yeah, Torga's just sort of eyeing this message and this body, just sort of glaring at it, not really saying anything.
Okay. The second you read this note out loud, you see Mickey run over to this area where there's almost like it's this wall of cobblestone, and there's this one cobblestone that's a slightly different color, and she presses it, and you hear this screeching sound begin to emit throughout the entire area.
Like an alarm?
Mm-hmm.
That's the sound.
Wow.
That's the sound, all right. Sebastian said if there was something wrong, there'd be a sound. We should get up to that foyer double quick.
I don't know what you mean.
Mickey's going to nod her head. She goes, yes, someone got in here. Someone is working with Bubba. There is no way this thing could have gotten past BB's protection unless someone smuggled it in somehow. We have someone up there. I don't know who it is, but we need to figure it out right now. So she starts going back upstairs while this blaring sound happens. What would the rest of you like to do?
I think actually Torga's got her sword out and she's just poking every other barrel, just like she does not trust any of these barrels right now.
Running as fast as I can towards the foyer to see what Sebastian's up.
Sebastian's already out of the foyer, and Torga, as you're hitting those kegs, they're just like making various sounds of like dunk, 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 dunk. They're kegs. There's nothing out of the ordinary about them. Harsh and Kadira, did you follow as well?
Yes.
I beeline upstairs now.
Okay. So as you get upstairs, you see that Mickey is running right towards Sebastian. So Sebastian's already standing basically where the coat check is. And he's got his fists up and he's ready. And you can tell he's in this stance to guard the door. I'd like you all to do a perception check right now.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh my god.
What on earth?
I have a reroll I can use because that's
Okay.
atrocious.
So
Oh my days.
How is that even
There we go.
possible?
Saved
Okay.
it. Saved it.
Okay. So the three of you outside of Shimmer, you're focusing on seeing Mickey and Sebastian. You can tell they're having a very animated, agitated conversation. She's gesturing back towards where you're standing. You can tell she's trying to explain what's happening. She's shaking her hand, and then she's just explaining things, and you can see Sebastian's getting really upset and agitated. Meanwhile, Shimmer, what you see is the chap that you were working with for your magic trick. He's not where he was sitting. In fact, you see him trying to run towards the kitchen, unbeknownst to everyone else.
Can I use my hat teleportation to just teleport in front of him?
Absolutely.
I'll just appear in that puff of smoke, just like BB showed us how it worked earlier.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you're standing right in front of them, and he is obviously startled. I'm going to give you this one. He's surprised because you just appeared right in front of him. Hello. And he's going to look at you like, where'd you come from?
I was just wondering where on earth you were running to, and I'm going to rest a hand on his lapel.
God, that sound, it's like giving me the worst headache. I was gonna get out of here and just get some fresh air because I don't know why they have that thing blaring, but I can't. I'm sorry, lady, but I just can't stand this sound. It's like screwing with my head.
Roll 20, don't mess with me now. Can I insight check him, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Okay, so you definitely get a sense that the reason why he wants to get out is not the truth. He's hiding something.
You know, I'm sorry for all that little inconvenience on the stage, but thank you so much for making me look good in my act. Why don't we sneak into another room together? We can get away from that sound and you can get some fresh air.
Honey, you're barking up the wrong tree. Let me get out of here. This noise is just ridiculous. I gotta go. And he's trying to like sidestep around you and move away towards the kitchen doors.
Do any of us see it now?
I was gonna say, the rest of you, let's do another perception check and see if you've picked up on this now.
Direct disadvantage because of my failure or anything like that.
Okay.
Oh, gotta be fucking. Good day to you all. I'll be taking off now.
Oh no, isn't that harsh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You know what? Fuck it. I will use my reroll for this.
okay.
If it's another one.
Thank
Then
you
it
to the
was-
subscriber that gifted me with that.
Hey.
Oh.
Much
Okay.
better. Hey.
Okay, there you go. So you see, all of you, Shimmer has cornered this guy and is talking with him. And you can see that you still have him by the lapel, Shimmer?
Mhm.
Okay, so you can see that something's not quite right here.
Max speed of 45. Can I just like hightail it over there?
From where you were standing, yes, you can get over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look over and I say,
Oh, so bad.
Shimmer. So I say, Shimmer, what's all this about?
Well, our friend here is trying to get away from the sound, but I'm not quite sure it is the sound that they're trying to get away from. Isn't that so, mister?
What do you mean? It's absolutely this sound. I can't stand this sound. It's bad enough I have to listen to that damn piano player. I need to get out of this place. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It's like going downhill. I swear. Please just let me get out of here.
But what is it really?
I mean, what is it really?
What is it really? I'm telling you, I'm seeing straight through you.
Unless I'm invisible, you can't see straight through me. Now, the rest of you, why don't you give a insight check on this
Insight
guy? Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I'm just angry. I'm just an angry little dwarf. That's literally all.
Targa's just ready. She's like, who do I have to
just
beat out?
like, oh, did this.
The keg went bad, and now I need to find out what's happening. Okay. So for both Kadira and Harsh, you see that he's got beads of sweat now forming underneath his hat. His eyes are darting back and forth. He's breathing rapidly. This guy is definitely dodgy.
So I extend my hand as if to shake his hand. And I say, our apologies, we've wronged you in this matter.
He's going to look a little confused. Give me a persuasion.
Deception or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion? Okay.
Yeah.
At a -1.
He's a little skeptical, so he's not going to shake your hand. He goes, all right. So I can go now?
Baloney.
So, right. What she says. What is... So I look over to you and say, what is baloney?
It means like bull poop.
Means that your story absolutely reeks. So...
That's bull poop.
Like, Torga said, "It's like, are we suspicious of this guy?" Like, looks at all of them.
I'm so as I say, I look to the man and I say, a handshake would have locked your wrist in place, and then I'm going to make a quick move to actually tie his arm, actually lock his arm behind his back.
Okay. Go for it. Let's see what happens.
Love it, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to just make an attack or an acrobatics check?
Let's do acrobatics at this point.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I have the kitten chewing on the cord.
Feel that.
Sounds like I'm going lower and lower and lower. So yeah, you managed to get him in this hold. So explain. how you...
So finishing my statement, I say a handshake would have locked your wrist. So I say, and then I lock his arm, cop style behind his back and twist it and jerk it in such a way that it's threatens to pop it out of sock. And I say, but the bull poop, as my friend has put it, risks an entire arm and will give you something to sweat about.
He's going to be visibly shaken, and you obviously have him under your control at this point. And he's now looking at all of you, obviously not harsh because of how he's being held, but he's looking at all of you like, what do you want? What are you going to do to me? Who are you guys anyways? I've never seen you here before.
I'm Torga, and sort of holds out a hand to the one that's not behind his
I was
back.
gonna say.
I'm gonna actually twist it, like angle it in such a way to be polite.
Yeah,
so
and I'm
twist the arm.
So he's gonna wince, and he'll stick the hand out.
Hi.
Sorry, bear with me.
And why are you here?
I come here all the time. I try and get up on the stage. They don't let me on. I wanted to perform, and they keep telling me no. That's why I'm here. I wanted to see if I'd get a chance, but no, she got a chance. She got to do her magic tricks.
That's not a great attitude for stage work you've got there. Like, Torga sort of
And you mean to tell me that you're acting all suspicious just because you're jealous? Oh, honey, that is no way to get work.
She's got gumption.
Thank you, Kadira. I don't know what that means, but it sounds lovely.
So Shimmer, as you're saying this, just here over work, you kind of see he's looking a little bit more nervous too about this one. Something's not sitting right.
I'd like to look around the rest of the room and make sure that he's the only one who's acting like this.
Okay, go for it. Give me perception. Ow, don't bite.
I relate so much to this.
All right, so what you notice, Kadira, is that the alarm has now stopped at least. You have Mickey and Sebastian who have stopped it. Sebastian is basically manning the door, and you see Mickey is scanning the room, and she's going to lock eyes with you. What would you like to do now that you have her attention? Everything else, the people are a little bit alarmed. They're concerned. You have the wait staff going around just trying to calm everyone down.
I think I'm gonna, nod my head to the guy we're talking to and just,
Signal?
Yeah, it's like a signal, but it's like a smells bad because we were
Okay.
just talking about stinking.
Okay.
So,
All right, so
that's what's in her head. It's like she's trying to convey that across the room.
All right, so you see her nod her head, and she mentions, you don't even hear it. She just says something quickly to Sebastian. He also nods his head, and she starts walking over to the four of you. And she takes in this scene. You have Bert basically being manhandled with his arm behind his back by Harsh. You have Shimmer, and you have Torga, and she's standing there. What's going on? What happened?
Torgo, would you like to go through his pockets? He won't object. As I slightly twist his arm again.
And he cringes again.
Tolga?
So Torga, do you search him, Torga?
Torga's... I don't think they would search. Yeah, no, go on then. Just probably, if it's more sort of being told you to search.
So that's a no.
Yeah, no, I don't think she would.
All right, so Mickey is standing there. She goes, "Why? What happened here? What's going on? What's he doing?"
He's trying to leave pretty quick.
And she's gonna look at Bert, and he's sweating, and he won't make eye contact with her either. You've been a pain in my ass since you walked in here with that goddamn trumpet of yours 2 months ago. What the hell is going on with you? And she's gonna look to Shimmer. What do you think of this one?
I know he's not telling the truth. What do I think of him personally? Well, he could really work on his personality before he tries to take to the stage. I'll happily search his pockets.
Go for it.
I would like to search his pockets.
Yep. Give me an investigation or let's see. I'll give you the option: investigation, or you can stop biting my hand. Not you. Or
Yes, Shimmer.
Yeah, stop
Sleight
it,
of
Shimmer.
Stop
Sorry.
biting.
Cut it out, Shimmer.
or sleight of hand will work.
Definitely sleight of hand.
Ooh, perfect. All right, so you're going through his pockets. She's not good. And you're going to find sort of like a little black book in his back pocket.
Oh,
And
no,
as
no.
you take that out, he gets a very panicked look on his face.
Oh me, oh my, a little black book. Well, now what sort of individuals do you keep stored in here? And I'll start flicking through the book.
Okay, in that case, do investigation.
Even worse than a trumpet player, he's a pickup artist.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so as you're leafing through this, Harsh, you notice this guy is pretty much just slumping now against you in complete and utter defeat. And Shimmer, as you're flipping through these pages, you're seeing the name Bubba popping up a lot. And you see orders like, bring this in, make sure they don't notice, take note on when this delivery happens. It's a lot of instructions basically of casing the joint. And he has kept a meticulous journal this whole time in this black book.
Oh my,
And-
my.
Yep. So what are you going to do with this information?
Bubba says do this, Bubba says do that, Bubba says how big is this room, Bubba says how much of this do they have? Oh, dear oh me, Bert. You've landed yourself in some trouble.
And Bert just goes pale white. What do you expect? The guy's paying me money. I can't get a job playing in any joint around here.
Well, that's because your attitude stinks, honey.
Bull
Yeah, a
poop.
lot of
I say with a straight face.
So essentially, he's almost pretty much resigned to the fact that you got him and you caught him. And I want you all to give me a perception.
My dice luck's come around.
Mhm.
Me too.
I
I got above a 10.
Same.
Ooh.
Okay. So basically, you're going to notice that, especially Harsh, because you have the hold on him, the more he seems to sink into defeat, his visage changes. And instead of this dapper cap, there are these two horns that have sprouted out of his head. And while he's still wearing the clothes, you notice his legs have kind of torqued in an odd direction. They're almost like the hind legs of a goat. And at the bottom, his shoes now show that they've gotten too big, and you can see the top of cloven hooves where there should be those feet.
So I say whatever you intend is going to end very poorly for you. As I start to release him and back up.
He's going to take one look at you, and he's going to grab his horn, and he's going to let out this searing, loud, high-pitched squealing sound. Like, you know when a kid start learning how to play a trumpet?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, but it's far louder. So right now, you all need to give me a con save.
Yeah.
Oh god, this
Oh,
is
boy.
literally my worst save.
Mine too.
Oh, I got really excited. I saw an at 20 already.
Sorry.
9.
All right.
So thin.
So as he lets out this high-pitched sound, Kadira, you were smart enough as you saw him picking up that horn to do this. So you've covered your ears. The rest of you, however, were caught off guard, and at this point, you can't hear anything. It's all kind of like you're not able to discern what people are saying to you, and the same thing has happened to Mickey. Michaela's her real name. And Bert Bugley, the lovely satyr, is going to try to beeline it towards Sebastian to get out of there.
As the screaming happened, obviously I can't hear anything. Can Torga again just try and kick his hooves out from underneath
Well,
him?
you're like at the perfect level for it, so yeah, go
like,
for it.
this is my aim. I could just fall into it.
Can I assist by trying to tackle him?
Sure. So we'll give Torga advantage on that roll.
Okay. What did you want? An athletics? Sorry. Or...
Yeah, let's go with athletics on that one.
Okay. 18.
Okay, perfect. So as he's trying to escape, you manage to catch him, and he is now prone on the ground. And
Could I sit on him, please?
sure.
I am annoyed and deaf. So I'm going to be shouting a lot louder than I was before.
Kadir like moves her arm out of the way from the tackle to like let Torga sit there.
Okay. So I'm loving this image.
What is wrong with you? And I'm shouting it, but I really don't think I'm shouting it.
So you're like going up and down, and I'm like
Yeah,
this.
like I'm sort of like I've held his shoulders and I'm just stomping him into the ground. Like, what is wrong with you?
No, I don't know if Tolga. Oh, dang.
What?
Yeah, are the rest of us who failed able to hear anything or gather our senses back?
You're still like.
Oh,
It's like we're in a
really
Charlie
can't
Brown.
Yes, very much so. And the only one who can hear right now is Kadira.
Yeah, everyone's yelling.
So everyone's yelling. You have Torga going badunk, 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 and you have Bert going each time this is happening. Like he can't even speak because she's basically crushing him.
Well, I can't. I mean, anytime I try to speak, all they hear is want, 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 and it would be the same for him. So
No, it's not the
need
same for him. You can still hear.
No, I mean like if he talked, other people would just hear want, want, want. So it doesn't do a whole ton of good. That's fine. Just keep whacking him in the ground, I guess.
So you're kind of sitting there taking this in and smiling.
I'm just kind of like, I think I try and say a few things and then I realize that no one can understand what I'm saying. And I just kind of like step back and fold my hands together. In
Okay.
front of me.
Okay. So I'm loving this. So Torga, you basically have him on the ground, splayed out. No questions asked. You're going to see Sebastian walk up because he's realizing that something's not right. And he's going to stand there and be like, all right, what's going on here? What happened?
What's he saying? Like, as they keep going.
I'm sorry, darling, I can't hear you.
And he's going to look too, Mickey. And she's like, this one, he's somehow connected to Bubba. And she's shouting this, somehow connected to Bubba. Been taking notes on us this whole damn time. This little underhanded slime ball. And she's like, point, point, point. And you see Sebastian, he's kind of going to square his shoulders. And Torga, he's going to pick you up and kind of put you to the side. Yeah, and that's just it. Like you're probably like,
you know when you pick a dog up and hold
Yeah.
it over water?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Exactly. So you're like flaying around, you're splaying your arms and everything like that. And he's like, I'm not, ma'am, I'm not going to hurt you, but we got to get this guy. So he plunks you down gently on the floor. And then he's going to pick Bert up by the back of his sweater vest because he still has that on. And now he's holding this guy off the floor and dangling and says, you need to give me one good reason why the hell I'm not going to kill you right here, right now. And Bert is pretty much without his weapon. He's dangling there, and he's looking at the four of you in total panic, as well as Mickey. And as this is happening, suddenly you feel the air shift a little bit, and that silver black mist reappears, and Bianca is standing right behind Sebastian. Well, my dears, I see that I have come back at a rather interesting time.
Sorry?
So
She's gonna look at you, Shimmer. Can you hear me, darling?
I can't hear you. He did something with a horn.
Oh, sweetheart.
Hi,
That'll
Miss
pass. Hello, Don. Oh, I see you've added a little bit more to your attire here.
I have.
I like
And-
it.
Yes. Well, I think what happened is he is full of bull poop.
Oh, here we call it horse shit.
I don't.
That's perfectly fine. You're one of those darling creatures that you better not change yourself for others. What is it you found on this one?
Who had the book?
Shimmer.
Shimmer.
Can I'm gonna try and like motion to Shimmer and like take it so that she knows what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, we think that he's full of shit. Here.
So Bianca's going to take the book and she's going to leaf through it. And her eyes just get very dark and sharp and piercing as she looks at him. Bert Buggleweed. More like Bartholomew. I know who you are. And she's going to turn to the four of you. You have done me a great service this evening. This fellow is Bubba's second in command.
No way.
Oh, very way, my dear.
So I start making motions like.
So seeing that the three of you can't hear still, she waves her hand and suddenly it's like everything just becomes crystal clear.
Like, what she?
Oh, I can hear again, but my ears just popped. Oh, has anyone got a sweet I can suck on?
Wonderful.
So you could tell that
We missed.
she's somewhat pleased and angry at the same time. But the anger is not directed at you.
So
Thankfully.
I say whatever has been said between everyone here has been missed on me for the past 5 minutes.
I'm terribly sorry about that, sir. Essentially, you and your companions have helped capture the second in command to Bubba's troop of idiots. He has much information I can put to use. So, job well done. And I know I said I'd give you 100 extra, but considering the source and the fact the source is still alive, I'll happily be paying you each $400 for this evening.
Oh.
Can I get
how-
some more of those dumplings as well? Just as
You can have whatever your heart desires.
Yeah.
Now, this fellow is gonna need some questioning. And she looks to Sebastian, who kind of gives a knowing nod. And without so much as a goodbye, Sebastian turns around and he still has this guy dangling like a fish on a hook. And you see him go up the stairs and you hear a door open and close. And you still hear the thud of a few more steps happening. So you know wherever this guy's going, it's not the second floor. It's probably a little bit higher than that. And as he's being carried away, he's giving these pathetic yells. So like, no, I'm sorry. I'll work with you. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll give you all the info. And it's like fading into the distance as it goes away.
Don't forget to tell the truth.
Isn't it awful when they just crack like that? Doesn't it just make you feel bad for anyone involved? It's so much better when they hold on to their resolve, don't you think?
Shimmer,
Wow.
that was a keen perception on your part, tracking them.
Oh, I have an eye for shifty men.
So Bianca's going to look over at the four of you and just smile and essentially just sort of lead you back over to the bar and motions to these seats.
and talk
Well.
about the line one again.
Yeah. So tell me essentially, what did I miss? Because I have a feeling there is a story here.
Look over to the others.
Well, a keg attacked us.
Yeah, there was a distraction in the basement, but essentially it all narrows down to following the dragon. And I start putting the cards out on the bar. You see,
gosh.
here's Bert here. He's this pale card, but what you don't realize is, and I turn it over again, he's actually the dragon, whereas the keg and the dragon in the basement, that was actually a pale card. Like, just sleight of handing my way all through anything.
All right, do a performance check for this one. Oh, lovely. Okay, so you've been putting on this fantastic show, and she's picking up on what you're explaining through your card tricks, and the more
It's a
that's revealed, the more annoyed she's looking. Again, it's not directed at you, but you can tell that this is one of those things where she knows something's kind of up and not going well. Well, I had wondered when we started getting all these little invasions if something wasn't going on, and to be honest, they had started up when that fellow started coming here more regularly, so I have a feeling things might calm down for a little bit, thankfully. I appreciate all of your help and all of your skills. And please know you're welcome back here at any time, should you care to. Just make sure you keep a hold of those notes.
So I say, welcome back on our own volition as I hold up the note that got me here in the first place.
All you need to do is look at that and say, how you doing, baby?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you all into a little confidence here, Tolgahash Kadira. I think I can trust you by now. Baby, I offer a certain service to people. Would you like us to, deal with Bubba?
I am intrigued. Do go on.
And essentially, I'm going to start explaining. I provide the service of getting rid of people, and the details that go in us infiltrating his group, double agents, if you will, getting him alone and stabbing him to death.
Phoebe is extremely intrigued and liking this concept, but I will leave it to the four of you to discuss this and decide what it is you want to do. I certainly will not complain having a retinue of advantage, if you will. I'll be over there, and she motions back to the table where you were first sitting down. Come find me when you're ready to give me your answers.
Well, how do you
So
all
you're
feel?
Shimmer, you're suggesting assassination.
Yes, I tell people that I'm a bard, but I am genuinely an assassin.
Fair enough.
I
Well-
can't do the assassinating. But just being here a few hours, this place has started to feel like home. And I'd like for it to be protected. So I'll help however I can.
I mean, technically I am a hired assassin, I'm just not great at it.
I take issue with murder. However, it would seem that this Bubba is not on the up and up. So, and that he intends this establishment further harm, and perhaps for the betterment of everyone here present, it would be best that he was dealt with.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that if his second is a satyr, it's likely that he is demonic or devilish in some way, so he's probably on one of the planes similar to the plane of my mother. And laws don't exactly count for much down there. Assassinations and murder, they're kind of, you know...
So hand in hand, you would say?
Yeah.
I don't know when she says that.
They're more like matters of opinion, rather than letter of the law.
Semantics, I think some would say.
Exactly. Semantics.
So how do we feel about this? I think we all have BB's place under favorable light between the four of us.
Look, you keep feeding me, I'm just gonna keep on coming.
Bought and paid for then. And do you, Kadira?
I'll help.
Well, then why don't we go and give BB the good news?
So, but I say, well, first and foremost, we should have a celebratory drink. Maybe partake more of that food.
I'll drink to that.
So I'll order something And I will ask for like a whiskey, whatever they have that's top shelf.
Mickey is going to take a bottle out and give you a tumbler. Wink. Bottle's yours tonight.
Excellent. I say, so I look over to Kadira and says, I too consider this now home.
Kadira just smiles.
Anything else for the three of you?
Oh, can I have a dark and stormy? But don't give me a whole bottle, because I love ordering dark and stormy so much. It's just so fun to say.
Not a problem.
Torga's just eating. If there's something there, she will have like bar snacks. It's just sort of like edging the bowl.
Mickey will make sure you get a nice, good ale next to you.
Not a fruity one.
Nope, not a fruity one. And what about Kadira?
Kadira's gonna wait until they talk to BB.
Okay.
She'll just like be along for the.
All right, so you have your celebratory food and drinks, and then do you go over to BB and chat with her?
Yes,
I
indeed.
think so.
Yep. Okay, so you walk over to BB, and she's sitting at her table, and you see that Sebastian is sitting there with her, and they're having a very quiet conversation. And you can tell this must be something they don't want everyone to hear. But as soon as they see you coming, both of them sit up and smile at you. Well, I see that you got some sustenance and enjoyed some beverages, and I am quite eager to hear what it is you'd like to share with me.
Well, we're going to take the night, and then I think my colleagues and I have decided that if we were to travel to another plane and eliminate someone as aggressive, a tyrant as this person is, then it's not really murder so much as active self-defense.
So does this mean that you're on?
I think we are on.
And the rest of you agree?
I do.
Nod.
Like, and just sort of holds up her ale.
Wonderful. Then you are welcome to stay here the night, and if you need to go back to your homes and gather your belongings, that can easily be arranged. And I will happily have you hired on as my little crew for
Crew.
future use.
I like the sound of that.
Just remember, you don't exactly make this well known to everyone.
Make what well
Discretion.
known?
Wonderful. Sebastian knows what's going on. I will make sure Mickey does as well. But as far as I'm concerned, let's just say that I had you, you helped me, and you just keep coming back for the fun of it. People don't need to know that we have a little something else happening, if you understand what I'm saying.
Understood.
Thanks.
Or take no issue with that.
And you, my sweet dear?
Happy to oblige.
Lovely. So she's going to get up and she will shake hands with all of you. Kadira, she's actually going to give you like a little hug. You can tell you've kind of grown on her a little bit.
Aw.
And she's going to basically walk away, give you a smile of appreciation. You see that she's milling among her patrons again, just sort of reassuring everyone and catching up with them and doing what a business owner of such an establishment would do. And the four of you are left for the evening. You can either go up to your rooms, you can enjoy the scenery a little bit more, but you have definitely helped BB in her battle against big old Bubba trying to take over the place. Welcome to BB's.
Excellent.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah.
These are real places.
What an awesome little one-shot, V. I loved it.
Yeah.
That
Hey.
was awesome.
Good. I'm glad you love it.
Wow.
I live in this world right now and I love it.
They're going to be spoiled at the D&D and castle. They're going to be spoiled. Absolutely spoiled. Especially because they don't have they won't have like a stream time limit, right? Do they have time limits? So
No.
that'd be awesome. They can really
Yep.
get involved and
Yep.
yeah.
It's very much, we're just going to keep playing until people fall asleep probably because I have the night ones.
Perfect. Everyone
really-
turns to smoking.
I honestly, through your descriptions, I really felt like I was actually there in this
Oh,
like
good.
speakeasy place. It felt like really alive and such like that.
Excellent.
So, and I don't know, maybe I think everybody just has a romantic kind of view of that sort of atmosphere and era. So like it's good to actually be able to put myself there. So
Yeah. Oh,
Very,
good.
very cool. Excellent,
Love it.
excellent game.
Thank you.
Well,
I'm really glad you guys were able to be the players for it too.
here we are at the end. Now, V, I understand you had something you wanted to announce today, right?
Yes, it just so worked out kismetly that the giveaway that I was doing on Twitter for when the channel, the Twitter account, as well as the Facebook page count all got over a certain 1,000 mark, that there was going to be a person who is going to win some Crafting Muse swag, as well as getting a seat at a private game to play this homebrew with some of my Patreon patrons. So
Oof.
the winner from Twitter is at @little_wishling. So you have won a seat at the table. I will be in contact with you. If you are watching this, then make sure you tweet at me and I'll give you the information. But you have won the swag and the seats to play Welcome to BB's.
Fantastic. If someone in chat, could you please clip that? Because that would make a lovely winning tweet. If you make that a clip, that would be fantastic. You would help us out. I appreciate it.
Yes, that'd be fantastic.
And then we can give that to V, and V can post that on Twitter, and we can make sure everyone sees it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. This is great.
Let's go round. And this time we're going to talk about what our favorite part of the show was. And plug yourselves. Tell us where we can find you online. All the wonderful things that you can do, and all that good stuff. We'll go the other way around this time. So this time we will start with the wonderful Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I had a great time today. I didn't really know who this character was going to be, and so I'm really glad that she gained some confidence as the story went on, and I want to know what's next for them. So she did probably go refill her wine glass and head over to talk to the lady who had been waving at her earlier after they kind of disband. So I had a lot of fun. I think that the NPCs, interacting with the NPCs, were my favorite things. I feel a lot of times it can get very hectic when there are a bunch of NPCs, and I never felt that today. They were all so distinct and interesting and engaging, and I loved that. So I can be found. I'm going to send a thing to the Twitch chat. I can be found on Twitter at RayDNR. I am a freelance writer and social media manager, and so I write some articles for Scrat's Patreon, which you can find for free over there. Check those out. Another one is coming by the end of this week. I also have a podcast that I DM for called Fate and the Fable Maidens, which is an all-women cast, family-friendly actual play podcast. Alice was on one of the episodes, episode 19, I believe, and we have a great time doing that. That can be found at Fate FM Cast on social media or at fatefmcast.com. And I also stream pretty regularly. I play D&D Mondays, alternating Mondays on Nerd Immersion. I play Call of Cthulhu on Encounter Roleplay on Tuesdays. And then you can find me here on Scraticus Academy, storytelling for Weave, a play set that I wrote for the game called Dynama. And that's every Wednesday night.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Next around, we come to Lendurin.
I'm definitely going to be following everybody here. First and foremost, Radhika, thank you so much for having me aboard on this and inviting me to this. That was just, I felt very, very honored to actually be a part of a different channel and such like that. V, I just can't sing your praises well enough. Wonderful, wonderful experience being here. Especially because I mostly, as I had said prior to the stream, that I mostly just DM and I don't play very often. So to be able to put myself not only in a character that I haven't touched in years, but to actually put the descriptions that you put just painted such a picture that I felt like I was there. So thank you so much. My name is Len Duran. I am the founder of Dice Ministry. I am the one true leader and god of a cult seeking religious tax exemption. Very, very joking aside, it's a running joke. But we are primarily just D&D. Wednesday nights is a very great show called Crit Chicks, where it is a all-female player group of characters hosted by my good friend Nick, who DMs for that group. It's a very, very fun group of women that play. and they're a handful. Let me tell you, they're awesome, but very very spunky. So it's very very fun to do that. That is 7 o'clock Arizona time, Mountain Central, for that. I myself also am the DM for Natural One, which is currently in its second season, which is nautical themed, and I tend to run a little darker stories. So it's very very dark, very deep themes. Very, very heavy story that's on 5 o'clock Arizona time, Mountain Central. We also have Mondays with the Ministry, which is our Monday show at 1 o'clock Arizona time, which is arts and crafts and board games hosted by the lovely Danny. She's taken over recently on that show. You can find us all on the social medias on at Dice Ministry, both on Instagram and Twitter. And a lot of our older performances are actually going to be put onto YouTube very, very soon within the week. We also have some big, exciting news. We are currently working with I'm working with a game designer, The Laughing Men Chronicles, with Tan Van Hooser. And so him and I are going to be collaborating on some things in the very near future. So stay tuned to that. And then other than that, but thank you. It was an absolute pleasure and honor being on the show.
Thank you so much. Before we carry on, thank you very much, Ed, for the sub. Ed is our benchmark. We're not sure if it's 17 months this month or last month. I remember 17 as well. It could be because of the new bot, but that does mean that we've been we hit our affiliate 17 or 18 months ago because Ed subbed on the first day of us hitting affiliate, and he is the sub father. He gives so many subs. Thank you, Ed. Thank you so much. And talking of dark stories, it sounds like we need to get you and Alice together, because Alice is like our resident dark specialist.
Yeah, it's very depressing. I've made many characters cry. I made players cry in game here and there. We've had
that to me.
I'm sorry.
Alice has done that to me.
Yeah, no, yeah. I have a tendency to, when I run games, it's going to my full intention is just to kind of rip hearts out and stuff like that. And I don't. It is much. I do have to say very quickly, in case anyone actually does go in there. It is for mature audience. I do not recommend any of the shows for children or for so it is very mature. We cuss like sailors. There are some darker elements that are on there and stuff like that. So I would advise, but it tends to be very, very deep, impactful stories.
Thank you so much. Next round we come to Alice, who Gemsong just accuses of making chat cry all the time. There you go, Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I do loads of photography stuff, so definitely go and check that out. I am a DM for this channel 3 times a week, and I'm DMing the next game, Realm of the Ancients, later. And when I'm not DMing on this channel, I'm playing on this channel. And when I'm not doing that, you can find me over on Tales from the Grim in 2 campaigns as well. So, yeah. And I don't know what Gemson's talking about, is it fine?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. And so the star of today, our brand new streaming DM, who did a fantastic job, and we're all super impressed and happy and grateful to be a part of it, V!
Can I say my favorite bit real quick?
Yes, sorry, I didn't mean. I got so excited about V, I forgot to ask you your favorite bit. Go on.
One, again, all the NPCs, like, they were all so individual, which was really, really awesome. And the description of the lead up to the house and the description of it all itself, like, I want to now go and find that house, sit on that porch, and have a beer and eat something.
Can I live there?
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to live there.
You actually had 2 of the members like hungry in IRL, so.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. So yes, I am V. I have the YouTube channel, TheCraftingMuse, where I show you how to make terrain, paint minis, and game accessories and all that lovely stuff. Very active over on Twitter as well as on Facebook and Instagram. Please be sure to find me over there. I do have a Discord server that is set up for my patrons on Patreon, and all of my patrons right now have a chance to get a seat at a test run game. So if this is something you want to jump in and maybe give a try, check me out over on Patreon as well. And I absolutely loved how you all locked on to Mickey as this suspicious NPC. Like, something's up with her. which I thought was hysterical because she's probably the one I least expected you to think, like, what's up with this one?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had fun with the whole thing of having it, you know, Bert's actually your a little curmudgeon in this version. So it was a lot of fun to play that one out with you guys. You all did a great job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that just leaves me. So we'll go through my channel announcements and things, and then we're going to go and visit another streamer. My favorite part has got to be I think the immersion of it. Like literally, we were there. We were there. You made it real. That's my favorite bit. Down to like, I can go into lots of little bits that I enjoyed because we were there. There's a ton of moments, but the root factor of it all is it was real. Thank you. It was amazing. Thank you. So this is my channel. Welcome everyone. If you've stuck around this long, and I hope you enjoyed it, check out my social links. We have Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, a safe, inclusive space where you can talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things going on in the community. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you a game. We'll get you started on getting streamed games under your belt. We'll do it. And if you've already started doing streamed games, we'll have you on as well. We appreciate experienced people coming along too. And if you want to go and check out some of our other works and this work and all the other stuff that we do, go and check out the YouTube. Everything ends up on the YouTube within a week. So this will also be uploaded before next Thursday. We also have a Patreon. Head over and check out our Patreon. We have things back there. We have free articles, as Renee mentioned earlier, and they're wonderful. We also have some stuff behind Patreon locks, things like Zoom chats from certain shows, which are the more funny. We do moderate it. It's not raw because obviously we do some like safety system stuff back there as well. But you can see some of the in-chat banter behind the scenes.
Is it Eden group chat?
I haven't uploaded the Eden group chat yet. I have started uploading Mortal Spheres, but I will be uploading the Eden Zoom chats from last season soon, because they are funny.
Screenshot.
That's so funny.
And yeah, you can support over there for as little as $1, and we appreciate every dollar. We've just dipped below our goal again, but we are hovering around our goal, and that's a fantastic place to be. So thank you, everyone. We also have merch. Go and head over to Redbubble and get that crest all over your house, not just on your chest. You can get it on your walls and everything. Your wall hangings, clocks, tights on the NFI. The logo is. It's wonderful. I want them so bad, but not in this room. It's so hot in here. I'm wearing shorts. We also have sponsors. Check out Bird and Storm Publishing, who create modules for tabletop games such as D&D and others. They are absolutely fantastic, and their merch proceeds go to charity, so do check that out. We also have Mage Hand Press, who created the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, so you can play D&D in space, and you can find pretty much any fandom that you enjoy in that book. It's an amazing piece of work. We also have some things down below. We have arasavad.com, we have tabletoploot.com, and ruinc.com. So check those out for your dice needs, your dice bag and dice tray needs, and your maps and cartography needs. You can get 10 to 15% discount using our codes. And we also have a panel down there dedicated to the artist, Ambly. She creates most of the overlays and like the frames you can see today, and lots of the other stuff. So do check her out too. Today, we are going to go and visit a newer streamer. We're going to go and visit someone that is a part of this community. They've recently started up their Twitch. They've just hit affiliate, and they deserve a follow. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to head over to Zelayanami, or Zelda, from last season's... last season's Eden and this season's Mortal Spheres. Yes, let's head over. As I learn to type.
Oh, so.
There we go. So the raid is cooling down. So thank you very much, everyone. Until next time, keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you in about 2 hours for Realms of the Ancients. We'll catch you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.
That's it. Wave.
Bye.